All right, guys. So Microsoft gave me access to Bing AI early. I'm gonna try it out. Let me take a few sips of coffee real quick. Oh. Spot gapping back up to 398s. Microsoft at 251s. What's up, Prakash Sahi DSMM? Yeah, I got my monitor fixed too, so I put it a little bit higher um, than it used to be. So I put it a little bit higher than it used to be, but I fixed my monitor. I'm glad I noticed too because there was like a screw that had come out of the separator. Like I've got a separator here with screws that hold my monitor together. Um or that hold my desk together, and so I noticed one of them came out, and so I had to screw the separator back in. And I'm glad I did because it just made everything more stable. Probably fell out whenever I raised the desk up, but all right, guys. So yeah, we got. I'm gonna try out Bing earnings. Or I'm gonna try out Bing AI today. We're gonna play with it and see how good it is. Uh, Let me know if you can hear the music. You should be able to see. We have Neo earnings that came out today. So Neo did drop earnings. Neo originally ripped up to 950s and then fell back down. Yeah, so today we've got Neo earnings, we've got Dollar Tree earnings, we've got ISM manufacturing PMI data dropping later on today. Hey, what's up, Beach? What's up, Ray? What's up, Flames? Yeah, Neo gapped up to 10 and then came all the way back down and filled the gap. Let's try out the new Bing. They sent me an email about it. They said, hey, the new Bing is up. Let's try it out. All right. Okay, so I'm on the new Bing. All right. Try it out. List me top 5 low PE stocks. They gave me AT&T, Verizon, STX, Goodyear, Dollar Tree, General Motors, Eastman Chemical, and Sony. They gave me 8. I mean, this is all right, but bro, why did they send me this email then? They lied to me, dude. Bro. Bro. They're like, yeah, you get it early, and then when I go to it, they don't give it. They don't send it to me early. I was excited about this. Now it's asking me to join the wait list again. Maybe I need to log in with my. Oh, I know what I need to do. Okay, I know what I need to do. I need to log in with the email address that I gave them. I know what I need to do. This is how I need to log in. All right. All right. Yeah. Now I've got the new Bing. Okay. Thank you. All right. They're trying to get me to set some Microsoft default thing. All right. Well, bring me to it, man. Okay, so here it is. All right, let's try it. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna ask it to write me a basic set of code. Write me a JavaScript program that says hello world. Sure, I can write you a JavaScript program that says hello world. Here is one possible way to do it. Console.log hello world. This prints hello world. Yeah, in the console. What if I want to print it? You know? All right, but they did it. Okay, so that's cool. Now let's ask it some actual relevant stuff. So let me say, give me a list of the top 5 stocks right now that have low PE ratios. This will test to see how well it looks data up. Google up nicely here. So we're up nicely in Google. Sure, I can give you a list of the top 5 stocks right now that have low PE ratios. A low PE ratio means that a stock is relatively cheap compared to its earnings. However, a low PE does not necessarily mean that a stock is undervalued or a good investment. You should also consider other factors such as growth potential, dividend, financial health. All right, so the 4 it gave me, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The 5 it gave me were Berkshire Hathaway, that has a PE ratio of 0.12. Lumen Technologies with a PE ratio of 178. Alphabet, so Google. So, hey, Bing recommended Google. Shout out to it. That's what I have. I have Google too with a PE ratio of 2. Paramount with a P ratio of 3.18 and Dish with a PE ratio of 338. So, hey, we're playing with it. Yeah, I don't know, Beach. I don't know if I'd want it to do that for me. Like, I think one of the big reasons I'm getting as many views as I have been lately is because I've optimized the title and keywords. And I've learned how to do that really well, I think, and so I don't know if I'd want an AI to do it for me. Yeah, I think those are wrong too, but that's okay. Like I said, I'm just playing with the new Bing. All right, so wait, where'd it go? I want to ask it something else. Okay. What's another question? Anybody give me some questions to ask this thing? Let me do a speed test real quick. I saw some lag just now. I don't want my computer lagging here. I'm on the Wi-Fi. We could do, man. Download is slacking. I need to hook this up to an Ethernet cord. Hold on. The stream might cut out for like 10 seconds as I hook my computer up to an actual Ethernet cord. My upload speed's only 55 right now. What's my download speed? Yeah. We're gonna fix that. I'll be right back. It might cut the stream off for like 5 seconds. Maybe less. It might not cut it off at all. We'll see. Okay, it might not cut it. There we go. We're back. Now we're connected to just fiber optic. Let me do this again. Yeah, so I had 55 both upload and download speed. Now I hooked it up to an Ethernet cord. Okay, yeah, now we've got like 900 up and down. So good. Yeah, I'm still playing with the new Bing, guys. What is the probability of a stock market crash in 2023? Google up to 91 plus now. It says the probability of a stock market crash in 23 is not easy to estimate as it depends on many factors and uncertainties. The stock market crashing is an abrupt drop in stock prices, which may trigger a prolonged bear market or signal economic trouble. Some of the possible stock market crash causes are inflation, interest rates, disappointing, and pandemics. Some of the higher valuations of some stocks compared to their earnings, the inverted curve that indicates a higher risk of recession, and the rising inflation and interest rates that could hurt corporate profit and consumer spending are some signs that the stock market may be overvalued and vulnerable to a correction or crash in 2023. However, other analysts and experts are more optimistic and believe that the stock market will continue to grow this year. They argue that the economic recovery from the pandemic will boost corporate earnings and consumer confidence, and the Fed Reserve will maintain an accommodative monetary policy to support growth, and that there are still opportunities for investors to find value in some sectors and regions, end quote. So we'll see what happens. Looking at the NEO earnings, NEO dropped some earnings. Yeah, that is the new Bing AI. So interesting. Moving forward here, we're going to look at some earnings reports. NEO, I know, had their earnings today, as well as Lowe's. So NEO posted a fourth quarter adjusted EPS of 44-cent profit, up from 16-cent loss year over year. Sales of $2.3 billion, up from $1.5 billion year over year. First, they expect guidance numbers of 1.584 to 1.674 and vehicle deliveries of about 31 to 33, which is interesting. This up, and I'll put the rest of this number up on screen because this is guidance numbers. But yeah, here's NEO guidance and EPS. Ask it, when should I buy Apple stock? I'll ask it that. I'm going to preface it with I have no idea. Can't guarantee anything, not an investment professional. Anyways, Google, my Google trade. Again, we're holding 75 shares now of this. And you can kind of see we're up about 151 on the remaining, about 50 on the day here. So over 91s is good for me. We're probably going to let the rest work. So it says it's searching for Apple stock analysis. I cannot give you any specific advice on when to buy it, as that depends on your personal financial goals, risk tolerance, and market expectations. However, I can provide you with some information and analysis on Apple's stock performance and outlook based on web services. Apple closed down 0.34% yesterday at 147.41. It has a market cap of 2.34 trillion and a PE ratio of 25. It has 52. It has a 52-week high of 179.60 and a low. See, this is so useful. And a low of 124.17. Its average volume is 67.76 million shares. According to 47 stock analysts, the average 12-month stock price forecast for Apple is 172.55, which predicts an increase of about 16.5%. The lowest target 1918 and the highest is 220.5 on average, and the analysts rate a buy. Again, I'm not telling you to buy it. I have no idea what Apple will do. Some of the factors that could affect Apple stock in the future are product innovation, customer loyalty, supply chain efficiency, regulatory environment, competition, and global demand. You may want to do more research and analysis before making an investment decision regarding Apple stock. Honestly, just for that simple question, for it to produce this much data for me in a couple paragraphs is very useful. Very useful. Wow. Very useful. That's cool. I wonder if Microsoft is gapping up on this. Yeah, Microsoft's gapping up to 252s on this data. So you can ask it. The really useful part of this is I can say, what are the guidance projections for Lowe's earnings? Let's see if it answers that. So what are the guidance projections for Lowe's earnings? Lowe's Companies is a home improvement retailer that operates in the U.S. and Canada. According to its latest earnings report, Lowe's had net earnings of $957 million and diluted EPS of $1.58 for the quarter ending in January 28th. Lowe's expects its comparable sales to be flat or down 1% for the fiscal year of 22 compared with earlier this year when it expects to be down 1% to up 1%. To be down 1% to up 1%. The company said it chose to be conservative regarding its sales outlook due to uncertainties in the macroeconomic and supply chain disruptions. Interesting. Well, AMC rebound, I really don't know, man. I look, I'm holding AMC. I want AMC to go up. But I thought yesterday's earnings report was terrible. I'm not trying to spread FUD, as they like to say. I don't really like that word. I think sometimes you just got to be honest. My problem with it, and I'm in AMC right now. Okay, I want AMC to go up, but like Adam Aaron over here, like a couple months ago, he did the ape divvy, and he said it was the greatest thing to happen to AMC ever. The ape divvy is going to bring it to new levels and all this crazy stuff, right? And then now, yesterday, he's basically saying they want to merge it again. They want to get rid of the ape divvy. So, like, what was the entire point of doing it in the first place, man? Like, Ron? Like, what was the point of this then? Like, why do the ape divvy if you're just going to reverse it a couple months later? You know, they're also talking about a reverse split, which is never good. It doesn't matter which way you paint it. A reverse split is not good for AMC stock. You know? And so, in that regard, I'm not super confident that it's going to rebound short term, maybe long term. It could still squeeze. I think what they need to do is they need to reduce the float if they really wanted to make moves. Yeah, ape has voting rights. Yeah, that makes sense. And so March 14th is when the vote's set to be. I missed AMC earnings. Good thing I didn't miss anything important. Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of stuff. They got a vote coming up. Yeah, AMC earnings were just strange. Yes, I've been playing with the new Bing though. The new Bing's kind of cool. This is why I think Comcast is going to go out of business though. Again, here's my internet numbers, right? This is my internet numbers for $90 a month, no contract. $90 a month. I got an upload speed of 940, a download speed of basically 900, paying a 4. $90 a month, no contract. That's why I think Comcast is going to go out of business eventually. Yeah, but I can't imagine popcorn is going to be the biggest margin thing ever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand the reliance on the popcorn move in business like it's going to save AMC. Like, I can't imagine people are going to rush to buy AMC popcorn, bro. Then nobody cares about popcorn, man. Like, seriously, man. I know I don't. It's terribly unhealthy for you, to be honest. Like, microwavable popcorn is just not good for you. You know? So it's like, I'm not buying anybody's popcorn. Especially not freaking AMC's popcorn. And again, I want AMC to go up. I hope it goes up. What's all right, guys. Where are you from, Snow? PMI is at 10 o'clock, Sammy. Yeah, it's not the salt that makes them unhealthy, though. It's bad. Popcorn's not unhealthy necessarily from the salt. Popcorn's unhealthy from the preservatives they put in it. And, you know, some of the stuff they use to make microwavable popcorn, not specifically AMC, just broader around. I just don't eat microwave. I should avoid it if I can. Yeah, let's do a poll. That's right. Market rebounding in green today. Let me know. Vote on that poll. From Dubai. Oh, nice, man. That's cool. I heard Dubai is super dope, man. I'd love to go there one day, man. I've heard it's really cool. One of the tech hubs of the world, man, and just supercars everywhere. I'd love to go there. Google, pump it up. Again, we are in Google with 75 shares. I'm just going to let the rest ride, though, man. I've already covered, like I said, we had to be honest, if you want me to be honest, we had like a 450, it might have been 500 share position of Google here. If you want to know how big I was sitting on Google, man. All right, so let's calculate it. $91 multiplied times 500. So I had a $45,000 position on Google. You know, we were throwing around some money here. And again, this is one of the benefits of having a large account. It really is, right? One of the big benefits is that, and I tell people all the time, like when I start to enter a position, a lot of the time I'm scaling in over a period of time. I'm kind of like dollar cost averaging in a way, not really, because I'm buying it every day and I'm averaging into it every day. And so it's like what I did with Google here is like, I've been averaging into Google since this drop at the 108s. So really I started at like 100s. I started at 100s after this pullback, and I've been averaging into Google basically from 100s down to 90, fixing my average. And I had enough to where like my real average here is like 91 or so. But I took most of the profit off at like 90, or my real average was like 90s. I'm sorry. So my real average was like 90s. And so I took most of it off yesterday, though. Maybe it was yesterday. It might have been the day before. But I took most of it off at like 91.10s, 91.30s, 91.40s. And I'm still sitting on the rest. But it's one of the benefits of having a large account. Like, people underestimate how the edge that a larger account gives you, especially in terms of like swing trading and investing. Like, the fact that I can fix my average anytime I want to by just taking some larger size. Like, unless we get a literal crash, I'm still going to be okay most of the time. I probably should ask Bing. Hey, what's up, Sammy? Thank you, brother. I appreciate you, man. All right, so looking at our poll so far, does the market rebound in green today? 55% think no, it doesn't at about 30 votes. Let's ask Bing this. List the top 10 most extended on stocks that are list the top 10 most extended on the downside blue chip stocks. Let's see what it gives me here. I can't find a definitive list of the top 10 most extended on the downside blue chip stocks just because there's no clear definition of what constitutes a blue chip or how to measure extended on the downside. Okay. What are some large market cap stocks that are down big percentages over the last year? All right, that's a better way to do it. Stop. What are some large market cap stocks that are down big percentages over the last year? That's a better way to do it, maybe, huh? But yeah, look at Google pump it up a little bit. Microsoft. DocuSign down 72% from its 52-week high of 314s. All right, so here's Bing's list. DocuSign down big from its highs up there. I don't like DocuSign though. PayPal down big. PayPal, I don't know if I like this one either. I think there's risks to PayPal's business model. Netflix down 62% from its 52-week high. It's still up too much over the last 6 months or so, in my opinion. Zoom, people don't need to use Zoom anymore. The market has changed to a point where Zoom is becoming not necessarily obsolete, but like I can stream on Discord. I can stream on Twitter now. I can stream on all these different, I can conference on Google, on Twitter, on Discord now. I don't need to pay Zoom a super expensive monthly subscription. Like, that's the problem. That's why Zoom ain't the greatest, in my opinion, right now. Peloton is not a large cap. Peloton is a mid cap that's just not that great. I just don't like it. So I don't like any of these. Let me ask it a better question. Okay. What are the S&P 500 listed stocks that are down the most over the last 3 months? A very literal question. S&P 500 stocks that are down the most over the last 3 months. Yeah, what's up, Shepard? Yeah, Shepard. I told you with Google, it's just a patience game. It really is, you know. All right, so Occidental Petroleum. Wait, is this as of 2020? According to a screen from FinViz, 292 members of the S&P 500 were still down year to date as of August 2020, bro. This is from 3 years ago, bro. Come on now. Carnival, Norwegian, and Marathon Oil. Yeah, I just don't like Zoom. Yeah. Yeah, I just don't like Zoom. I think Zoom has become somewhat obsolete relative to a lot of other stuff. Again, what happened with Zoom is like Zoom used to be the only conferencer. Like I used to use Zoom. Like Money Mitch used to work for beginner trading and used to own a little bit of equity in beginner trading. To be honest, so Mitch owned like a third, or it was like 25% of beginner trading. I eventually kind of bought him out of that equity, uh, but when him and I used to stream, we would use Zoom. Like we would, that's how we would stream. We would use Zoom. I would send him the Zoom link. He would join my Zoom, and then we would stream that on YouTube. And what ultimately happened to Zoom specifically is that a lot of Zoom clones started coming out, right? So Discord, I can stream on Discord now essentially for free. Like I can conference somebody on Discord for free right now. I don't need to pay super expensive prices, $20, $30 a month for that. Like I could do that essentially for free right now. And I think it's the same thing that's happening to DocuSign also. Like I think it's the same thing that's happening to DocuSign as well. I think DocuSign is a victim of that as well, where like there's a lot of DocuSign clones out there that allow you to e-sign things for free. You don't need freaking DocuSign anymore, and that's what's happening to these companies here. Neo had good EPS. Good EPS, good sales. Expectations, I think, are where it kind of gave up some of the gap. Yeah, universities can use Zoom, but I'm not confident enough in it to invest. Is the only thing. Like I know Zoom has its use case arguments, but I'm not confident enough to put my money in it because again, I think there's too many Zoom clones out there to make it stable for me. Yeah, what a ridiculous earnings call, man. Again, I want AMC to go up, but I did not like that earnings call at all. I thought that them trying to merge the ape shares back already when they just did the ape dividend and now they're trying to combine it back together. And both times they said it was the biggest thing ever. Like when the ape divvy came out, it's the greatest, best thing ever. It's the amazing ape divvy. It's the greatest ape divvy ever. Months later, combining, merging, and getting rid of the ape divvy is the best thing ever. It's like, bro, y'all be consistent here, man. Come on now, Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that's the only thing. It's like the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever, and then Yeah, we just posted a tweet about it on Twitter. Yeah, NVAX had earnings yesterday, I think. Yeah, I've been playing with the Bing AI. It's all right. I mean, like, it's cool and all, but like, let's ask Bing AI, what is today's date? Okay, so at least it got the date right. What stocks have gone up the most in 2023? Let's ask it like a time relevant question. Yeah, I mean, oh, what do you know? Bing said one of the top growth stocks for 23 is Microsoft. Wow, not biased at all there. Uh, Google pump it up though. Yeah, so we have manufacturing, ISM manufacturing PMI today. It's beginner trades. It's at beginner trades. Here's my Twitter handle right here. Give your boy a follow, guys, if you haven't already. We appreciate it. All right, guys. So Google move it up a little bit. Neo completely break even now. Microsoft still testing the top of that range here. When does all the earnings come out? Let me see. So Neo dropped theirs already. Lowe's should be out with theirs already here. So let's look at Lowe's. Lowe's should be out with theirs already. Let's take a look at what it actually is. All right, so Lowe's posted adjusted EPS of 228 versus 221 expected. So higher than expected profits for Lowe's this quarter. Again, adjusted EPS of 228. Their guidance was 1360. Yeah, here's Lowe's numbers. Yeah, Lowe's. He lost $100 on the popcorn speech. Again, look, I'm not hating on him, man, but like, Popcorn's a low margin business, man. It's not. They're not going to get rich selling popcorn. They're not going to save the company selling popcorn. That's silly, man. It's just not going to happen. SPY up nicely today, back up to 398. Yeah, Lowe's dropped. Looks like they dropped mostly from. I don't know. They beat expectations. Lowe's should theoretically be going up, but I'm not sure why they're down. All right, guys. Google up to 9110s, 9110. Microsoft up to 252s. Why would I wait until AMC was over 50 to buy it? That doesn't make sense at all. That doesn't sound like how I trade. Most of the time, I'm trying to buy discounted stocks, not super hyped up stocks. Neo flat on missed earnings might signal the bottom for them if their guidance is positive. Maybe. They put out a production guidance of 30 to 33,000 vehicles. You know? Yeah, definitely top 3. Yeah, man, I remember arguing with the dude about Funko Pop, and like, nobody ever listens to me, man. You know, Funko Pop, I don't want to, number one, I don't want you to listen to me. I'm not an investment professional. I have no idea what I'm talking about. But like, a guy argued about how strong Funko Pop was. I tried to tell him, like, look, Funko Pop is a trendy company. Like, over time, trends change. And, you know, in hindsight, Funko down to 1080s. So it's down like 100%. Or no, I'm sorry, it's down like 50% from where we were talking about it at. So there goes. Yeah, for sure, XO, 100%. Absolutely agree. I think a lot of them are gonna have a problem competing. Like, when people want to buy EV, very few of them want to buy one of these up and coming EV brands. Most of them want to buy Tesla or another one of the big boys. They're not going to try to buy, you know, one of these up and coming brands like that most of the time, you know. Yeah. Yeah, I think Adam Aaron is going to, he's probably going to step down eventually, I think. I couldn't imagine he stays on. I think people are PO'd right now. I can't imagine that he stays on it, you know. He might, I don't know, but I can't imagine he does. Chael Sonnen said he watched the 2 embedded videos that are out for Jones. For Jones's fight against Gain next week. He said Chael said watch the 2 embedded episodes that are out. His bones are weak. Both episodes he is in the pool. Pool workouts are for injured and low impact. He is in recovery mode. I don't think it matters, bro. I think Jones, if he's smart, I think if Jones is smart, he's just going to take Gain down immediately and just tap him out or, KO him that way. Hey, what's up, Raphael? Yeah, Cohen. But yeah, the BBBY thing. I don't think Cohen needs to be CEO, though. Like, I think CEO... Like, I think some people want to be CEOs, and I think some people just want to ride off into the sunset. I don't think Cohen needs to be CEO. Maybe he will want to be, but I doubt it. Like, I think he has enough money and notoriety where he can just live stress-free. All right, guys. So, yeah, Google tapped 91, pulling back a little bit. SPY dipping down a little bit. I do kind of want to buy the dip now. I'm going to mute the music just for a second here. Man, that was brutal, dude. Sorry, I'm watching some video about St. Louis. All right, guys. Sorry, we're watching the. Yeah, sorry. All right, I'll go ahead and unmute it now. That's a messed up video, I'll tell you that. How old is Jones? 35. Okay. All right, so getting a pullback in Microsoft here. Part of me wants to buy the dip, but again, I think I'm just going to sit back and wait. All right, but yeah, we got PMI today. All right, guys. So, yeah, so market dipping down. I might buy a little bit of the SPY here on a little day trade is what this is. So I might buy a little day trade on the SPY. can. We got 25 shares. Let's try to get a little bit better fill. Let me buy the bid. And then let's put the sell out there too. There we go. Try to get filled on the bid here if we can. All right, there we go. We're in 50 shares. 397.69 is our average. See if we get a bounce at the volume weighted average price here. We could. All right, guys. So again, we're in 50 shares of the SPY here. We'll see if we get a bop. Yeah, we tried E-mini futures mostly. What's up, Chris? Yeah, no guarantees in the stock market for sure. I don't know much about Palantir. All right, so we're in 25 shares. We did fix my monitor here. I'm gonna hope that it doesn't fall on me one day. It shouldn't. It's pretty sturdy right now. I built it pretty sturdy, but I got my new monitor set up. So y'all are actually looking at my new monitor here. Again, we're about break even here. I want to see if we get a bounce with the volume weighted average price. All right, so again, we're right around break even here. We're just trying to let this work. Microsoft pulling back to 251.50s here. Again, we're right at the break even level. All right, so we'll probably end up cutting this. I'm not going to hold this forever, to be honest. All right, team. All right, patiently waiting here. All right, I guess we're gonna go ahead and cut this. It dipped down a little bit too much here, so we'll just get out there. Less than $15 down. I'm gonna fix this to where it doesn't overlap the volume. I hate it when it overlaps the volume. I also need to sit back a little bit relative to this. Ugh. Thank you for the AMC call yesterday. Still can't believe it. Yeah, man, it's ridiculous. Do you think Francis will come back to the UFC? I'm not sure, man. I think he's burned some bridges there. Maybe he does, but I really don't know. Like I said, maybe he does, but maybe he doesn't too. Like I said, it's hard to tell. Big pullback of the SPY here. So the market's pulling back some right now. I'm looking up the news that came out. I don't see anything yet, but yeah, Lowe's dropped their earnings here. Let me pull up some other news sources here. Make sure the sound is off. There we go. Yeah, so AMC did have the wrong sales. Do you know the correlation between crude and the dollar? I don't really follow crude that much. Is there a negative correlation? I know some. Let me look. Like a lot of the time, there's a negative correlation between stuff like that, but again, I'm not 100% sure. I don't really follow crude that much. Yeah, I saw Lowe's. It had okay. SPY dipping down some now. Look at SPY dip. So Lowe's is actually break even now. It originally reacted negatively and dipped pretty low and then rebounded completely back up. So originally a negative reaction there for it, but again, it eventually popped back up. They're pushing down stocks with good earnings. Yesterday they did it with Target. Yeah, but a lot of it's guidance related. You know, Target did drop their numbers yesterday, but a lot of it's guidance related. You know, so Target's actually pretty flat. Like Target didn't really tank yesterday. Target's actually end of the day completely neutral relative to where it was, and so it could have been worse for them. Neo did drop their numbers here. So if you look at Neo, Neo currently at 940. So Neo pretty flat as well, and I think they beat on EPS for Neo. I think they beat on both. Let me see. So yeah, Neo beat on. I don't know. It shows me relative to last year. I'll have to see what the expectations were for Neo. Neo posted 44 cents profit EPS. They expected. They don't even show me the expectation on here. So. But you see Lowe's is kind of sitting in the middle here, right flat. Microsoft pulling back. They did give me access to Bing's new AI system. And it's all right, you know. But here's the SPY pulling back some. SPY under volume weighted average price. Now I'm going to clear out some of these support and resistance levels. Make my chart a little bit clearer here. Yeah, target guidance. Yeah, market's pulling back a little bit. You see Neo at 945s. Yeah, not really any news. Kohl's dropped their numbers as well. We'll put the Kohl's numbers up in chat so you guys can see them. It's Kohl's. Yeah, so Kohl's dropped their numbers as well. If you look at Kohl's here, you can look at Kohl's on the right. Kohl's had a really bad reaction to earnings here, so not the best reaction right now. All right, guys. Geopolitics is going to catch up to us. We can only live in a bubble for so long. Yeah, so ISM manufacturing PMI data drops later on today at like 10 o'clock. So let me look at this to make sure it's right. But yeah, so a lot of it drops at like 10. So today is, what's today? Today is Wednesday, the 1st. So it's the first trading day of March. We'll see if we get some positive stuff. But yeah, so manufacturing PMI drops at 9:45. At 9:45. So yeah, at 9:45 we have manufacturing PMI. We have ISM manufacturing prices, or ISM manufacturing PMI at 10. And so that'll be somewhat big. Hey, what's up, Piper? What's up, Profit Taker? What do you think about the? Yeah, I'm not sure, EXO. All right, guys. So yeah, so SPY bounced it up a little bit. Kohl's just got destroyed from their earnings report. Anything else cheap today? Again, I'm in Google right now. We're just kind of sitting that, letting that work. Let me look at our poll numbers. We did a poll this morning. Again, 62% of people think the market does rebound and end green today. I hope they're right, man. I really hope they're right. We'll see. Show Neo numbers. Yeah, so Neo numbers are right here. All right, guys, I'm sitting tight, just kind of hanging out. Um, yeah, guys, I'm just kind of hanging out here, man. Again, I don't see much action right now. We're waiting. You see Cole's starting to rebound here. Maybe that was one of those little dip buys. Again, one of my favorite strategies is buying stuff after big pullbacks. So, maybe it's one of those things where I should have been interested in buying Coles, but I'm not going to be bummed I missed it. I don't take every example of it. We had NBA mortgage rates coming out today as well. Cole's rebounding a little bit. Neo just broke under lows here. SPY pulling back some after a relatively green pre-market session so far today. Google looks strong. Again, AMC still down pretty big here. And understandably so. I mean, they announced a reverse split as well as, getting rid of the 8 divvy when they just offered it. So it's just kind of off, I think. Yeah, I can trade right now. We traded a little bit of SPY already. Part of me wants to buy it. We're right at the 200 EMA, so maybe I'll talk myself into a buy here. 50 shares, but it's small. What's up, Arsis? AA Ron? Yeah, man. Again, y'all give me a follow on Twitter. I posted a really funny tweet about AMC today, so give me a follow on Twitter. It's right there. Give your boy a follow on Twitter. We're trying to break 3,000 followers on Twitter. We got over 100,000 on YouTube, but oh yeah, it is Tesla Investor Day. What time does that start? I'll stream it if you guys give me the schedule for it. Yeah, I hunted with him growing up all the time. So him and I hunted when, all my life. Yappy. 4 p.m.? Okay, got you. Yeah, they're turning on him for sure, Pawn. And understandably so. I mean, he's like, hey, the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever. It's the greatest thing ever. And then months later, getting rid of the ape divvy is the greatest thing ever. Guys, we're going to sell popcorn now and do a reverse split. It's like, what are you talking about, man? Like, you just said the ape divvy was great, and now you're saying getting rid of it is great and a reverse split is good? Like, come on now, man. Isn't it hard to make money trading shares? No. I mean, listen. One niche of trading doesn't make it any harder or easier to make money. It's all about the trades you get involved with. Options can be more difficult to make money. There's more stringent conditions on profit with options relative to shares. Like, you buy shares, the stock goes up relative to where you enter. You're going to make money from that. You buy an option, it can go up relative to where you entered. It doesn't necessarily mean you're going to make money. And so in some ways, options are harder to make money. Sure, you can. What happens with options is, like, people risk a certain amount with an option and it feels like it's easier to make money because they're taking on way more risk, right? But that's all it is just more risk, And I'm not knocking on options, but, like, there's obviously more risk in options to a certain, degree. Not always, though. It depends on what type of trade and what type of options you're buying and all that stuff. Maybe it gets bought out by Disney. I think that's, like, a really good scenario if it does. All right, so we bought 50 shares of the SPY. Yeah, I mean, most penny sketchy companies pump themselves up, hit you with an offering to dilute the company and profit from it. Uh, Reverse split afterwards because the price is so low, it looks really bad. And then pump it up again, and then reverse split it, and then offer again. And yeah, I've seen it happen a lot with a lot of different companies. You know. Okay, gotcha, German. Thank you. All right, guys. So yeah, so we got a little bounce back in the SPY here. I think I'm just gonna let it ride to see if it tests the top of the range. Yeah. Hey, what's up, Broderick? Okay, thank you. Thank you, Shepard. I appreciate it. Is this the actual Tesla website or a different website before I click on it? Okay, so this is a news website. Okay, gotcha. Yeah, so it starts at 4 p.m. Eastern, right after market close today. All right, cool. Yeah, we'll cover this. All right, SPY, pop it up. Again, we're going to let it ride a little bit now. Hey, good luck, Pawn. That's cool, man. All right, guys. So, yeah, just kind of hanging out here waiting for something. Got a nice little bounce back in the SPY that we're kind of riding up some now. Look at Cole still rip up here. All right. What's up, Zahid? Dollar Tree. Yeah, DLTR. About to drop their numbers now. Let's take a look. Here's Dollar Tree. Tree expectation on here. I'm going to disconnect from the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi is a little bit choppy here. I'm going to there we go. All right, that's better. Now we're just direct. All right, so Dollar Tree just came out. They posted EPS of 204, $2.04 profit per share on EPS. Fourth quarter sales came in at 7.72 billion. 7.72 billion. There's no lag, is there? Let's do a lag check. We shouldn't have any lag. But yeah, they just posted again 204 EPS versus 203 estimates, so slightly better than expected. 7.59 sales expectations. They posted 7.72. So better than expected EPS, better than expected sales numbers. I'm not sure why they're dropping like they are, which is just very strange here. Look at that. So they are dropping on an EPS and sales beat. I guess inflation fears is causing this, but like, look, very odd. Part of me kind of wants to try to buy this here. What's up, Robo? All right, cool. Yeah, this is very odd. Again, Dollar Tree BDPS beat sales dropped, decent percent from it. I'm not sure why. Here's Dollar Tree numbers right here. So strange. We're seeing this very often. Maybe inflation fears, I guess. But there's the Dollar Tree numbers. All right, SPY's still pumping up, but yeah, I'm not sure why Dollar Tree dips. Again, part of me wants to buy this. I might buy the dip. Fill me. I don't want to get filled up there. Okay, I guess I will. Whatever. All right, so we bought the dip. Again, they posted an EPS and sales beat. So we're going to buy this dip with 25 shares. See if we could scalp a little couple bucks from this fast. See if we get filled. All right, we just cut it. Made $30 in about 10, 15 seconds. I will take that. Again, overextended dip buy after pretty positive earnings here. We also have our SPY trade moving up. We're going to go ahead and take half of this off. Just kind of lock in half the profit there. But yeah, not bad. We probably could have held it a little bit longer, but I wanted to see if we would get filled on the ask there, and we did. Yeah, so I wanted to see if we could fit on the ask price, and we did. Made a quick little $30 just now. We also took a piece of this trade off on the SPY and locked in some profit there, but not bad. We thought we might bounce up a little bit relative to those lows, and that's exactly what we get. And I hope you guys understand, like, that's a very short-term version of how I trade. Yeah, that's a short-term version of how I trade. A lot of the time I do this exact same thing. Like, you can find discrepancies in price where it's like, why did this drop? Good EPS, good sales, drop. Pretty big pullback here. So right when the emotions are the highest, when it's at the lows, you kind of buy that dip and wait a little bit. I'm not telling you should do that. I have no idea what it's going to do. I think I could probably hold it a little bit longer though. But yeah, that's kind of how I trade. And a lot of the time my swing trades are this way, where I'll look for something to get absolutely destroyed on earnings, where the earnings really weren't that bad. But I buy it up when it's at the lows, and then I just kind of give it a little bit of time, let it rebound here. Works really well for me personally. Yeah, overreaction dip buy for sure. Not bad, a little $30. Yeah, and like I said, I could probably hold it a little bit longer. I would have made another, $25-$30 if I would have held this a little bit longer here. But again, I don't get greedy with it. I just try to make my money where I can and, stay happy with it. Ford is up really nicely today. So we are still in Ford here, and Ford is up to 12.18s now. I think I just got to let Ford ride a little bit, though. So yeah, I think I got to let Ford ride a little bit more. I'm going to give it some more time. Hey, what's up, Tiny? Good morning. Good morning. Isn't Dollar Tree going through a growth problem? Yeah, I mean, they're a retail store, Chris, so it's like, I think Dollar Tree's going to have a problem. See, they're right back up. See, and I called this dip. Like I told you guys, I thought it was an overreaction here. But look at the immediately bounce back. I should have held a little bit more, but, again, we made $30 in like 15 seconds. So, I think I got to be happy with that. But yeah, could have held on a little bit longer, made 3x what I made. But again, I'll take the green. Yeah, 100% Tiny. It's one of those things you got to just be happy with gains, I guess. Is Google bouncing back with everything? Kind of. Again, we're still in the spot trade here. Yeah, look at Kohl's. Same kind of trade with Kohl's here. Yeah, we're just going to go ahead and ban you. Relax channel. You're just kind of trolling and saying things to press buttons. I mean, like I said, if you're spending your morning going to other people's streams, just trying to troll them, good day to you, sir. Cheers to you, man. This sip of coffee's for you, bro. Anyway, SPY bounces back at 397.50s, 397.60s. Cole's up to 26. Best show on YouTube, especially in the AM. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. For sure. I mean, like I said, you got some people who are just insecure, who like anytime they see somebody like me online, like they're struggling with their own life, they're struggling with their own problems, and so it makes them feel good to kind of go around and make other people upset. Which I'm not upset, of course, but like, some people are just like that. Misery loves company, I guess, is the easiest way to put it. Still, we're very blessed here. Most people here are incredibly supportive, and we really do have a really good group of traders here. So I appreciate you all, guys. I appreciate the love and support for sure. All right, so let's see if we bounce at the volume weighted average price for the Dollar Tree here. What do you mean pathological characters? What do you mean by that, Martin? I thank you, Trade the Market. I appreciate you, man. Like I said, you're always gonna you can't please everybody. It's one of those things where I could give everything away for free. I could tell people I'm not an expert, that I have no idea what's going to happen, that I might be wildly wrong about everything. Don't sell a course. Don't sell a service. Genuinely try to tell people the truth about everything, but it's like, if I plug one sponsor, then I'm wrong. You know what I mean? It's just kind of like, all right, bro. Like, I think some people, they just don't make money. And so when they see other people make money, they get all weird about it, because they're struggling. And again, misery loves company, Anyways, Ford. We're in Ford right now. I'm going to wait to take profit on Ford. I've already taken profit on it once already. I had a couple hundred shares of Ford. It's at about 12.20 right now. I'd really like to give it some more time to push up, to be honest here. I'd really like to give it some more time to push up. Oh, dude. You are nice and calm. I love your show. The show's a blessing. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate it. Best time to be alive? 100%. Yeah, I've had weird stalkers, for sure. I've had weird people, man. I've had people that are obviously clearly obsessed for whatever reason, man. I don't know if they're just struggling in their own life or whatever it is, but like, I've had some people that were genuinely obsessed with the channel. It's a very uncomfortable feeling, to be honest. And it's like, you got to wonder what went wrong in their life if they're like watching me on YouTube and kind of obsessed, because it's not like we're even like a huge channel or anything. But it's like, you just get weird people on the internet. People don't understand. Like, people see me act all not act all crazy, but people see me react fast to like people like that. And they're like, oh man, John's too sensitive about this. And it's like, not really, man. It's just a very strange dynamic sometimes. People underestimate how weird it can be. Anyway, SPY push it up. We are still in 25 shares of the SPY. We lost $15 on it earlier. And then we kind of, got stubborn with it, bought the dip again. And now we're up on that one. But obviously we're green on the day. If you want to see my actual P&L here, we are up about $70 on the day right now, and in all of our holdings, about $70. So not a huge day of like profit or anything like that, but we are up some today. I don't know what I want to do with these 25 shares. I think you're quite approachable and relatable in terms of trading savvy and openness about uncertainty. So this is why people like it. Yeah, for sure. That's what we try to do, Yeah, I don't tell people to buy anything. Thoughts on EOSC? I don't know about that stock, Garrett. Never heard of it, to be honest, man. Yeah, for sure. You make it look easy. Yeah. Yeah, those are fun. All right, so looks like selling was probably the right move. I mean, I think we could have maximized a little bit more profit here, but I guess selling is probably the right move there. We're also getting a pullback in Coles. Uh, Cole's already rebounded big relative to where it was, though, so I think it's too past its time. Rivian dropped earnings yesterday. They did not react very well, if I remember correctly, right? Rivian dumped yesterday. I don't know if I'd consider this cheap enough for a buy, though, yet. Looking at their earnings report, NEO wrote down their books on amortization, clearly institutional and insider depression of the price. That they are cash overweight. This is a big buyback opportunity. Maybe. Again, I don't trust a lot of these EV companies, though, is the problem. I'm not hating on Rivian. I think Rivian is one of the bigger up-and-coming EV brands relative to some of the other ones. And so I like Rivian a lot more than, like, Mullen. But I think the risk here is, like, the amount of people that actually want to buy one of these is very low. And I'm not hating on it. But I think in EV right now, I think to succeed, you got to separate yourself from the competitors, right? So you need something that's drastically different. You need a niche. You need your own brand. Like Tesla is the alpha one, obviously. NEO is like overseas. They have that niche. What is it? What's the other one? There's Rivian. There's Lucid. Lucid has kind of the luxury version of it. Polestar is kind of the affordable one. Rivian, what's the niche of Rivian? Like that's the question. Is it speed? I don't know how fast these are. I think it needs to be faster than Tesla, though, if they want to, really carve out that niche. And again, outside of that, the real question is like, how many people actually want to buy a Rivian? That's the real question. How many people actually want to buy a Rivian? I don't know. Yeah, are they fast? That's cool. If they are fast, that could be one of their niches. I don't know. What's up, Pyro? Yeah, I mean, for sure, Achilles. Tesla, just in terms of their sales, is so far ahead that it doesn't matter. But SPY down, Cole's down. Rivian is more the 4x4 market, really cool utility vehicle. To be fair, I'd like what? Hey, all good, modified. Yeah, man, I appreciate the info. Love you.
Love you.
Your brother. Hold on. All right, SPY dipping down a little bit. Again, we're green on this trade, but not much. It's only 25 shares, though, so I think we have the luxury of being patient here. All right, guys. So, yeah, Rivian at 1760s. So, we'll watch Rivian here. Again, Dollar Tree dipped and then came back up there. Looks like it was looks like it was a good move for us to exit this one, I guess. EV vans. Yeah, I guess that's the way you got to look at it. Are you going to drive 300 miles into the woods? Hey, what's up, Raul? Thank you, man. We appreciate it. Okay, Neo earnings. Neo ended up dipping all the way back under the volume weighted average price. Speaking of EV, that is. Ford's still pushing up some. All right, Neo still breaking down. SPY at 397.50s. John, why don't you work for a big tech company considering your interest to stand behind screens? What a, no offense, but what a ridiculous question, number one, man. Again, I'm going to put some things into perspective here. Number one, this channel makes money, you know, so I make way more money doing what I'm doing now than I would working at a tech company. By far, I make more money doing what I'm doing now than working at a tech company. I work for myself as well. I do it from home. I give away free stock market information. I don't sell a course. I don't sell a service. I don't even claim to be a good trader. I don't give people forward-looking projections. I don't do any of that stuff. We're literally just a resource and community. And so I can make more money doing this than I would working for a tech company. Number one. Number two is that I'm going to work way more at a tech company. I'm going to have to spend way more time working there. And so I have so much more freedom working from home now. And this really is the future of media. Like, people can complain about what I'm doing, but like the reality of it is, like, this is the new media. Like YouTube and other platforms like it it's the future of media. Like, TV channels will be a thing of the past, and they already are to a certain extent with regards to like content, you know. People can say, oh, influencers, like whatever they want to say about them, right? And to a certain extent, I understand the ones out there doing dances on TikTok and all that nonsense, right? But this is just educational content. Like, it's just educational content. It's exactly what would be on a TV channel 20 years ago, 30 years ago, you know. But now you can watch it from your home, from your phone, from your computer, and learn about stuff that you used to have to go to conferences for and all that stuff. So yeah, so again, I'm very blessed to be in this situation. We got a great community here. You know, this channel averages hundreds of thousands of clicks per month. And yeah, I don't see the point in giving this up to go work for somebody else. It just doesn't make sense. SPY started to bounce up a little bit. Smart money concepts has been performing well for me. I ignored it for 2 years. Now that I'm using it, I'm gonna feel like it. Waiting for so long might be helpful. What do you mean by smart money concepts? What do you mean top three? Hey, top three greatest of all time ever in the world right now, for sure. Whistlers of all time, greatest whistlers ever. And I save on gas too. I love the channel. Do you cover? Yeah, we'll cover it for sure, Rune. I got you, man. Yeah, man, I'm a man of note, a man of worth. I got my check mark. You know, I'm like the Dos Equis guy already. I got my check mark. I'm a man of note, a man of worth, you know. Yeah, my work day ends at about 9:30 most days in the morning. You know, I work from about 4:30 Texas time to 9:30. So, hey. Right, for sure. Why trolls coming out today? Listen, when you look this good and you're as successful as I am, you know, I mean, listen, haters are going to hate. And people who are struggling in their own life, you know, they're going They're going to try to find ways to make themselves feel better, and that's okay. Let it out, guys. It's okay. John's therapy in here today. And I'm not saying anybody specific. I'm just messing around. Yeah, it's not my fault AMC wants to sell popcorn, okay? When you're this handsome, when you look this good, I mean, listen, people hate. I mean, sheesh, Yeah, Neo's not looking great right now. Speaking of EV, Neo is struggling right now. I'm not sure why, though. Neo numbers weren't even that bad. If you look at Neo numbers here, they were up. They posted a profit relative to last one where they posted a loss. Sales are up. They expect Q1 revenue, which was, I believe, higher than expected, about 31. Maybe it's their delivery expectations that make them rough. Yeah, it's all good, Johnny. It's all good, Johnny. I'm just kind of messing around. I'm not talking about you. Yeah, I can't imagine the margins on popcorn are going to be that good, though, to be real. Maybe not, or maybe they are, but I can't imagine that the margins on popcorn are going to be that good. Again, I don't understand AA Ron. The ape divvy is the greatest thing to happen to AMC ever. And then months later, getting rid of the ape divvy is the greatest thing to happen to AMC ever. It's just kind of like, bro, you contradict what you said months ago. The ape divvy was supposed to be great. Now y'all are getting rid of it all of a sudden. What happened, man? Like, it's just not consistent. Is the problem. It's just not consistent. Does it have to do with building up a profit, taking risk into that profit, stuff like that? One good trade? Because that's already what we do, Yeah, all good. One good trade. No, man. I'm all good, man. I appreciate the heads up, regardless. Should I sell my call for Neo? I don't know, man. I really don't know. Yeah, I think AMC popcorn is good, but I don't think it's going to save their business like they're acting like, So, like, it's good, but I don't know if it's going to save their business. Hey, thank you, Van. He said, from Singapore, been a sub for a couple months now. I've really learned a lot. Appreciate your insight on the market. Continue what you're doing. Hey, thank you, Van. I appreciate you, man. Thank you. Yeah, I'm looking at Retta. I don't know much about Retta, though. It's gapping up to almost 90, though. Big gap up today. Gapping up over 100% this morning. So I didn't actually look at this. I've seen a few people mention it. I don't know why this is doing this here, but... yeah, I don't know why. So, yeah, we have German CPI dropping in about 6 minutes. Expectations are for 8.5% for German CPI. We'll cover it. I don't know how much it's going to affect the broad market here, but we'll see. Again, 5 minutes, 8.5% is what they're expecting for German CPI year over year. FTA got FTA approval, or Reddit got FTA approval. No. For Neo, I got it from TD Ameritrade. Okay, so yeah, they corrected it actually. So yeah, they corrected it, man. Bro, they have been wrong a bunch lately, man. So yeah, you're actually correct. Here's the corrected numbers. Again, 44-cent loss per share, loss down from 16-cent loss per share year over year. Sales were up, but a much wider loss per share. So yeah, you're actually correct, man. The second time, I don't know who keeps being wrong, but a lot of they keep being wrong. And yeah, Neo, then the reaction with Neo earnings is understandable. People are going to start getting mad at them, man, because this is, they were wrong about AMC when it first came out. They were wrong about Neo now when it first came out. So what's up with that, dude? That's not the first one. I feel like they're trying to get it out so quickly that it's been wrong. All right, guys. So Retta is up there. SPY pull it back a little bit. I guess we'll cut it. We've already made enough. It might actually dip down, but we're gonna get out here. We're green on the day, day trading so far. Hey, Aaron said popcorn 60x in 30 minutes. So yeah, we got German CPI in about 3 minutes. Two minutes really, but 2 minutes, guys. Yeah, RETA with a huge pop up. Here's Tesla. Tesla dipping down a little bit. It is investor day for Tesla. We'll try to stream that line. How long does the investor day usually last? Like how long? Let me look at the last one. All right, their last AI day. Sure, my chat already probably answered the question, but the earnings call. All right, guys. So yeah, investor day for Tesla. An hour or so. Okay, gotcha. That's cool. Tesla just signed a deal with Tesla going down. Yeah, Tesla testing that previous closing price. Look at Kohl's pop up a little bit. Again, we're in Google right now. I did get access to the Bing AI today, so I did get access to that. Selling popcorn. Yeah, I mean, again, the problem with it is that they're just inconsistent. Speaking of AMC. All right, so I'm sorry. CPI for Germany did come out, and CPI showed up as. My bad. I'm a little bit late on reporting this. My fault. So German CPI showed up at 8.7%. 8.7% for German CPI. 8.7% for German CPI. We'll put this up on screen. 8.7. So higher than expected for Germany CPI here. Here's the data right here on screen. 8.7%. SPY pulling back some, so it looks like it was the right move to cut that trade. Again, we're still in Google, still in Ford, but we scaled out on most of our Google trade here. All right, guys. SPY dipping down a little bit here. We're watching the support level here. Google pulling back some, but again, we've already scaled out of most of our trade, and I think we got to give the rest a little bit longer. What's up, Geo? So yeah, the German CPI is right underneath me right now. Hey, buddy. Love you, bud. Man, your hair's looking sharp, bud. I love you, man. All right. How's it? Wait. Come here, buddy. How your eyes doing today, bud? They look better. All right. Love you, buddy. Have a good day at school, man. Love you. All right. Tupperware down 26% after earnings. Yeah, but who's actually buying Tupperware, though? Like, let's be real here. I'm not saying nobody's using Tupperware-like products, but who's actually buying name brand Tupperware at this point? Not me. You get essentially the same thing for 75% less. Who cares about name brand Tupperware? You know? And so, you know, this is one of those companies that I don't know if they should actually be public. You know? You know? All right, guys, market dipping down right to that 200 EMA level, which is one of my favorite levels to watch. How do we identify, create a warning list of stocks fully? I don't know. Rubbermaid, PayPal or Square? Oof, I don't know. Somebody said, well, it happened, got laid off, plumbing, new construction. A ton of people kicked the can yesterday. All new built homes for DR Horton. Sucks, man, but oh well. Sorry to hear that, Tim. That's rough, bro. Sorry to hear that, man. But it happens, brother. It happens, man. The good thing about that trade is that you should be able to find another job pretty quick, you know? Tupperware. Do you think PayPal will ever recover from all-time highs? I don't know, man. I think the problem with PayPal is that crypto makes them obsolete to a certain extent, you know? And so it's like, if you could transfer money to people using crypto for cheap, you know, like to send Tether coin to somebody, it's like $3. Doesn't matter how much you send, it's like $3. So it's just a lot cheaper to send Tether coin or some other, you know, cryptocurrency to people if you're sending large amounts of money. And that renders PayPal to a certain extent obsolete. I'm not saying it is. I'm not saying I want that to happen. I like PayPal. I still use PayPal a lot. Okay, so I'm not hating on PayPal. I think there will always be a use case, but whether they hit the all-time highs again is another argument. And I don't know. Yeah, for sure, Tim. Not Tethercoin. Tethercoin value stays the same. It's not a crypto. It's not like it's not a conventional cryptocurrency. It's a stable coin. So the whole point of it is that it stays stable. It doesn't fluctuate. Or at least it's supposed to do that. Yeah, you're talking about sitting Bitcoin or something, Raul. That's not what we're talking about. I'm talking about sitting Tethercoin. USDT is the symbol. That's a stable coin. The whole point of it is to stay stable. Forward bouncing back up over the volume weighted average price. SPY hitting that 200 EMA. I'm curious to see if we bounce here at the 200 EMA. I think we could. But again, I don't know. What the heck is this thing? Okay, I see what that is. All right, so market dipping down a little bit short term. Again, you can kind of see my Google trade. We took most of it off yesterday. We're still up $123 on the remaining 75 shares. But we're going to give this some time. Right, 100%, Matt. That's my point. It's like Tupperware. I can never imagine Tupperware does well. I could never imagine investing in Tupperware as a company. Like, how do you come to the conclusion that that's a good investment long term? You know, again, who buys name brand Tupperware? Like, only the rich of the rich. Ford popping up. Hey, you love to see it. Ford. Let's see if it continues. Let me see if there's a reason for it. But Ford leading the market a little bit. GM is going to lay off 500 salaried employees to cut costs. Yeah, well, because it's plastic, Don. Of course, your Tupperware has lasted years. All plastic Tupperware-like products are going to last the same amount, man. There's no difference. But my point is, there's no difference between name brand Tupperware and off-brand Tupperware. You know, there's genuinely no difference there. Like, they can say there is, you know, but like, there's genuinely no difference. And so spending a premium to buy Tupperware makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. Again, the Tupperware brand had like a multi-level marketing pyramid-like structure for a while. I don't know if they still do it, but that's the only way they're getting sales, is by talking people into their quote-unquote multi-level marketing. It's not pyramid, okay? It's quote-unquote multi-level marketing. That's the only way they're getting sales, and I think that type of thing is going to start to fade out more and more as time goes on as well. Again, I'm not saying I hate Tupperware. What I'm saying is that I think it's vulnerable. I think it's vulnerable to, you know, to issues from competition, because name brand Tupperware doesn't mean anything. You know, it's the same thing. It's plastic. It's going to last for 20 years anyway. It takes a long time for plastic to wear down. And so I guess that's my point. My fiance is shaking over this Tupperware problem. Like, tell her I got beef with Tupperware, okay? I don't like Tupperware, you know? Me and Tupperware got problems today, okay? Google dip it down a little bit. Maybe it's karma. Everybody deep down inside knows what I'm saying is probably true. Everybody deep down inside knows what I'm saying is most likely accurate. Again, I have no idea what Tupperware is going to do. Maybe Tupperware. What's the symbol for Tupperware? Somebody give it to me. Is it TUP? Oh, there it is. Yeah, it is TUP. $3 a share. Gap down freaking 25%. Overnight. 25% gap down for Tupperware. It went from $4 to $3, okay? I don't think I'm wrong here. You know, Tupperware had its big day 20, 30 years ago when it was a new thing that nobody knew about. Now that everybody knows about it, they've got a bunch of clones of Tupperware out there, and you don't need to spend a premium to buy it because it's all the same thing. Like I said, Tupperware, I can't imagine investing in it. Again, I think they when first, here's an example. Okay, you want to give me you want me to give you an example? Here's a perfect example for Tupperware. Okay, when fidget spinners first came out, bro, all my sons got ADHD. They both my kids wanted a fidget spinner. I remember I went there and I bought them 2 fidget spinners for like $70 for a freaking fidget spinner when they first came out, 30-40 bucks a piece. Everybody's like, wow, fidget spinners, amazing. This is great, amazing. Everybody had their little fidget spinners. They were spinning the fidget spinners. They thought they were cool, all that stuff. You paid a premium for it because it was new, it was exciting, it was different. Amazon FBA sellers probably bought a bunch of fidget spinners for like $15-20 a piece wholesale. They're thinking they're about to get rich from it. Within 6 months, there were so many copies of fidget spinners. Within 6 months that the price of a fidget spinner went from being like $20-30 a piece down to like you could buy them at a gas station now for like $5, $4, $3. So the point is that they were big at one point in time, but once that wore off, once the gimmick wore off, if you will, the prices correct back down to where the margins really should be, which is only a couple dollars. That's the difference with these. All right, that's the same thing with Tupperware. When Tupperware first came out, it was big, it was gimmicky. Everybody's like, wow, these things hold, great. These things keep things from going stale. These are amazing. Now there's a million carbon copy clones of Tupperware products, and the value of them is going to drop. Their margins are going to get worse, and people are just going to be less interested in them. And over time, I think if you look at the Tupperware chart, that's kind of what happened. Tupperware has been in a downtrend essentially since 2013. So over the last 10 years, they've been on a long-term downtrend. They've gone down from almost $100 a share in December of 2013 down to $3 right now. So, I don't think there's any more proof than that. Yeah, the best thing to store food in is glass jars, 100%. All right, spy testing the 200 EMA. Look at the chart of Tupperware. Look at this chart, okay? I'm not just hating on Tupperware, but look at this. Here's a 20-year chart. This thing has been downtrending for a decade plus now. Tupperware by no means should ever be up at $30 or $40 a share. Again, I get it. People want to invest in what they know, but you got to look at it in terms of how much has the gimmick faded over time. And I think that's what you have to look at Tupperware in that, in that regard. Yeah, so SPY testing the 200 EMA now. We'll see if we bounce forward. Popped all the way up to 1220s. So we'll see if that holds too. Is AMC moving up? I hope it is. Hey, AMC back up to 680 right now. That's great. See if AMC has news. Yeah, you love to see it. Hey, it's moving up. It's almost up to 7. Let's see if it hits 7. Yeah, I know. 70. Listen, I bought it right when fidget spinners first came out. When fidget spinners first came out, bro, those things were expensive. I remember I bought my kid one of the little cubes. It had the little light switch on it. It had the little thing you spin. It was a fancy. I went to a specialty store. Anytime you go to a specialty store, those things are going to be more expensive. That's what it was, man. Those fidget spinners were expensive when they first came out. But again, over time, once the gimmick fades, they're less cool. Amazon sellers probably lost a fortune on investing in fidget spinners because the price corrected pretty fast. All right, AMC up to 680s. SPY broke under the 200 EMA. Yeah, bro, honestly, ask my wife. My wife doesn't even need Tupperware. My wife eats out, and they give us these little plastic containers. And my wife just saves those. I literally can't throw one away. She gets mad at me if I do the dishes And I'm just kind of like, hey, I'm just going to toss this in the trash. Like, we don't need to clean this out. And she's like, no, save it. And I hate it. But I know we got some people in here that experience the exact same thing. Y'all know. Y'all relate. I know. Now we got a cabinet full of, fast food Tupperware items. Restaurant Tupperware. No news, to be honest. I put in a high sell order. I just went out today. Hey, good luck. Yeah, AMC. Let's see if it holds. SPY right at the 397 level. Yeah, hey, listen, I'm not mad. DC. I mean, I kind of am mad at the time, but I get over it. Forward up to 12.18s now. Let's see if it holds. Tesla day starts at 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All right, so this is a heater, actually. So premium. So premium's asking about the heater. I got the 8 guy on it. Carol got me this one here. I got the 8 guy standing over the fire of AMC, if you will. But it's actually a heater. It's a portable heater. It looks like a fireplace, though. But it's a portable heater. As the dollar stops dropping, we can look at the Dixie here. No, the dollar dropping is actually really good, is what you want. Well, they look at it like the relationship is that, like, they cook sometimes, I cook too, so it's not like I'm saying, but when you cook stuff, you want to save it. And Tupperware and not Tupperware. I shouldn't even use the word Tupperware, but like plastic containers are valuable because you can save your food. All right, SPY broke under the 200 EMA. Dollar index still breaking down though, but move and get a fireplace for real. Nah, man, I like my office right now. You can kind of see I kind of switched the camera a little bit, but like I've got my own office here. Like, I've got my own office. I've got my own library. I've got like a full library here, and so I like my office currently. I'm not gonna move. Honestly, before we bought this house, there was a house we were looking at that had a literal secret trap door with a fake bookshelf. It had a bookshelf, but like one of the doors of the bookshelf opened up to a secret room that I could have streamed in. We actually put an offer in for this house that had the secret office trap door. We put an offer in for this house, and they accepted our offer. So we put the offer in, they accepted it. No. We put the offer in, they countered. We accepted their counter. And then, in real estate, there's something called a fully executed contract, right? Basically, they need to sign our acceptance, and they're the last people to sign it. And they never signed it. They just made us sit. And they made us sit, and they never even said, they didn't reject it either. They just made us sit on it for like 3 weeks. It was terrible. Like, how dare them, I was super excited about it. We ended up not getting it. I don't know. They just decided not to sell, I guess, or something, but it sucked. Like, I really wanted that house. In hindsight, we got a better house now. Like, this is a nicer house, a bigger house. But that house was cool. Yeah, smell of rich mahogany. That's right. Anchorman. No, not true. Not true, Chip. Like I said, I'm an off and on real estate agent. My license is technically expired right now. I'm actually getting it reactivated, but that's not true. So to be fully executed, they have to sign it. So again, we put the offer in, they countered, we accepted their counter, and then they have to sign it. And then once they sign it, it's executed. They never signed it. Yeah, I'm in Texas, so maybe it's a little bit different here. The definition of library is a building or room containing collections of books, periodicals, and sometimes film. So yes, so technically we do have a library. Don't hate on my library. It's one of the top 3 libraries in the world right now. Do you trade LOAP? No. Panic Room, like the movie. Hey, maybe. AMC popping up to 690s right now. Let's see if it continues here. I hope it does. Evan, get dressed right now. Do it now. Any event today to be worried of? No, not really. We got PMI dropping later on today. So we got PMI data coming out today. So maybe that's big. Dixie just popped up some. That should make the SPY dip down a little bit. The SPY dropping. Yeah, I think smart contracts would be really beneficial for real estate, to be honest. I think smart contracts would help real estate, but yeah, all good, Colin. All right, guys. So almost up to 7. SPY dipping down a little bit. The dollar index is moving up some, which is not to be unexpected, I guess. Today we do have Chicago PMI dropping today. So we do have Chicago, or not Chicago PMI. We've got ISM manufacturing PMI data. SPY dipping down. So it looks like me cutting that trade I was in earlier is probably the right move. What's up, Derek? Tesla overpriced. Yeah, I mean, we have the investor day today, so I think that's going to influence it more than anything else, regardless of what we're in right now. 400 end of year for Tesla. Whew, maybe. AMC still running up, though. Where does Tesla close the day today, guys? Good question. Dollar index up to 104s. Hey, what's up, Emmanuel? What's up, man? AMC yesterday by the rumor saw the news. Yeah, part of me wants to buy this dip. but it's kind of moved up a lot. SPY still falling down a little bit. Yeah, we watch the dollar index almost every day, especially when we got big catalysts coming on. Like again, today we've got the ISM non-manufacturing data coming out. The data doesn't drop until 10 o'clock, with expectations for it at 48. And again, with PMI data, over 50 means an expanding sector, below 50 means contracting. And so with manufacturing, 48 is what's expected. So a slight contracting manufacturing sector is what's expected, essentially, with this data. We also have the February manufacturing PMI coming out too, but they're essentially expecting 48 as well, right around 48. So again, we'll see what happens. That data does drop today. Manufacturing expansion versus contraction is essentially what we're looking at. And again, it's one of those things where we don't really know the type of reaction. Right now, there's an argument for higher and lower being better for the market or worse for the market, right? So people could argue if we're higher and it indicates a more expanding manufacturing sector, that's bad because of inflationary problems and fears right now. So an expanding manufacturing sector could be argued that it's worse for markets. And then on the other side of that, you could also argue that an expanding manufacturing sector is better because, it means manufacturing is growing. It means economical and GDP growth. So either way, we don't really know what kind of reaction we're going to get with this. You can see the SPY was pretty big gap up today, starting to close the gap a little bit now. So we are starting to close that gap some with regards to the SPY and the previous closing price. You can see it's right around 396.20 is the previous close level here for the SPY. And yeah, we'll see what happens. But it's starting to close the gap. The dollar index is moving up. It's at 104.27 right now, 104.27. Because you don't understand earnings, OJ. Again, I get it. People might dislike or hate AMC, but if you actually believe what you just said, OJ, then you don't actually understand what a beat in earnings means. No offense to you. I'm just being honest. A beat in earnings means that you did better than expected. Okay. Again, a company can expect to lose $100 million. And they can, so if they come out and they only lose 50 million, that is a beat. They did better than expected, 50% better than expected, actually. And so it's not based around, and they'll probably go up if they announce that. So it's not based around the actual losing amount. It's based around the expectations, as is with most economical data, CPI, PPI, any echo data. It's going to be based around expectationals. So it's like CPI expected to come in at a certain level. If it comes in lower, it beats it, even if it's conventionally high, which we've seen a lot over the last couple months. But yeah, AMC might have still lost for the quarter, but it was a noticeably smaller loss than they expected. So that's why. 840s, I don't know, maybe. SPY testing that previous closing price now, so we're right at the break-even level on the SPY. All right, starting to get a little turnaround here. Trying to look at the reasons for the turnaround, but I don't really see much. Well, yeah, I mean, right now you get companies that it's also guidance related. So like the earnings reaction is going to be guidance related. where guidance is going to influence it heavily as well. Yeah, I'm not disagreeing that the AMC earnings call was absolutely ridiculous. Again, Adam Aaron basically said, "Hey guys, months ago he said, hey, the ape divvy is the greatest thing to happen to AMC ever." And then months later, he said, getting rid of the ape divvy is the greatest thing to happen to AMC ever. He said a reverse split is good and all this stuff, and it's just not. All right, a reverse split is not good. A reverse split is bad. It's a bad sign. Now they want to get rid of the ape divvy. Again, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but again, we'll see what happens. But yeah, I agree that the AMC thing was bad. You know. I think that if they want AMC to squeeze, they need to reduce the size of the float. Yeah, AMC's going up. I hope it continues. I'm holding AMC. I'm not hating on it. It's not like I want it to fail. I hope it goes up, you know. Yeah, where's Bitcoin at right now? Again, we do have AMC up there. SPY just broke red on the day. So SPY is actually technically red on the day for the first time in since yesterday. So the SPY is actually technically red on the day now. All right, SPY red at 396.19s here. The dollar index is pumping up big at 104s, guys. 104, so that looks good. Yeah, I mean, AMC needs to reduce the size of its float if it wants to actually squeeze. Like, if it wants to legitimately squeeze, it needs to reduce the size of its float. All right, guys, AMC pulling back a little bit now. SPY at 396 this year. We'll see if it bounces. Yeah, Starlink's cool. Yeah, for sure, Michael. I know that's a problem. But I mean, what I'm saying is, like, okay, it's going to be very difficult. Like, I'm going to preface what I'm about to say with, like, I hope AMC goes up. I genuinely want it to go up. I'm holding AMC right now. But, like, I think you got a lot of new traders that are holding AMC that don't really understand what it takes to get a big parabolic squeeze move. All right. To get a big parabolic squeeze move, you really need a small float. It's going to be very difficult to get a big pump up, a big short squeeze at least, with 500 plus million shares in the float. It's just going to be incredibly difficult. And so in that regard, it's probably better to find a way to reduce the size of the float. It's not going to be like AMC might go up because of the following, but to get a genuinely big parabolic squeeze, you need a smaller float than what they have currently. 500 million is a very large float. GameStop, when it squeezed, it had 40 million. So it had over 10x less shares in the float. than AMC currently does. And a reverse split's not really going to help sentiment either. So that's the thing you need with AMC. That's what AMC needs. And if not, I don't think we should be talking about some big crazy squeeze like a lot of. Again, I assume they're new traders because they don't really understand like fundamentals in that way. That's what I'm going to assume. Because again, it's one of those things where to get a big parabolic squeeze, you really need a small float. You're not going to do it with a float of 500 million. It's just going to be hard. Float is the total amount of shares available for the public to trade dramatic. And so by that logic, it's like dilution is what it's relevant to. So again, think about it like this, okay? If I'm personally buying 100,000 shares of a stock that has 1 million shares float, so 1 million shares out there for the public to buy or sell, and I buy 100K shares, right? That's 10% of that entire float. That's going to make that stock move. That's going to move that stock, me buying 100K shares, because that's 10% of the float available. Now, say a stock has 1 billion shares with a B in the float. Me buying 100K, I'm not saying it's not going to move the stock, but it's going to be much less significant of a move because, again, 100K is just such a small percentage of the overall billion shares in the float. And so with that in mind, that's why float is relevant. And so the smaller the float, the larger range the stock is going to have. The larger the float, the smaller range the stock's going to have. And so that's kind of how you have to look at it. So a large float is not good for volatility and range and momentum. A large float kills volatility, range, and momentum because, again, when there's so many shares out there, when the company has been diluted so much that each individual trade and share means less, then it's really hard to get parabolic movement. You look at the stocks that are doing big percentages, very rarely will they have a large float. Again, it's just much harder to get big moves with a large float. All right, the stock market is bouncing back a little bit at 396s currently. 396s was Ford doing. No, a reverse split does not reduce float, Kang. A reverse split does not reduce float. What would reduce float is a buyback. A reverse split just increases the price. Or maybe it does reduce float. Hold on. Oh, dude, I just folded ace king. The problem, though, is that a lot of the time they do reverse splits when they're in trouble, right? Like a lot of the time you'll see penny stocks reverse split because a lot of the time you'll see stocks that are struggling do a reverse split because they need the price to be higher, All right, guys. So again, we're getting a little bounce back, but rejecting at the previous closing price. Still looking at Tupperware. SPY bouncing back up, so testing that previous closing price. Now, part of me wants to buy the dip. So yeah, like a reverse split will reduce the number of shares available. Did they say how big the split was going to be? The problem though, here's the real problem is that like the ape unit is going to make the float still very large. Like right now, I think the float's actually larger. Uh, I think the float right now is actually larger than 500 million for AMC because they have the ape unit, right? So AMC float currently registers at 515 million. Ape, I think Ape has 515 million shares too. So Ape, so by that logic, AMC and Ape combined have a float of about a billion. And they want to merge those. And so like a reverse split might bring them to where they are now, regardless, because again, right now, Ron wants everybody to merge their Ape units. They want them to vote on merging the Ape units. And so it's kind of a mess, to be honest, is the easiest way to put it. So yeah, it'll reduce the size of the float, but what it'll also do is if you hold 10 shares pre-split and they do a 10-to-1 split, then you'll instead only own one share instead of 10. All right, so rejecting it. Yeah, we have a Discord. All right, guys. So manufacturing PMI drops in about an hour for manufacturing PMI. About an hour. All right, dollar index bounced it up. SPY just broke lows of pre-market, I think. Yeah, so lows of pre-market were just broken on the SPY. So breaking down a little bit here. Mostly flat on the day, though. We're very close to break even on the SPY. I don't think working out doesn't really mean much, Paul. I mean, it could work, it could not work. You don't really know for sure. It's just one of those things where it might not. You don't know. It's not like most of the time stocks that do reverse splits are struggling companies. So like most of the time what happens is like a penny stock will get pushed down in price to really low levels like 20, 30, 40 cents a share. And because NASDAQ or another exchange has minimum listing requirements, basically saying that the stock should be over specific levels, then a company will do a reverse split. It's kind of like a desperate move trying to keep the stock price above a certain point so that they don't get delisted to the pink sheets, right? Like that's usually when you see reverse splits. It's a desperate move by the company to essentially keep their stock listed on a major exchange. And so in that regard, I don't know whether stocks go up or down or whether shorts win or whatever it is. You know. Yeah, reverse split is a bad sign. It's something that people get scared of. It usually means a desperate move. Yeah. Well, yeah, Martin. So 10-1, 10-1 is what I said, though, which means 10 shares to 1. So, I mean, I'm just saying it a little bit different, but I understand 10-1 means something different. Hold on one second. All right, guys. So again, markets break it down a little bit here, but it's kind of still pretty flat on the day. Dollar index is pumping up though, and so you can kind of see the market going down inversely related to the dollar index like it normally does. Uh, yeah, a reverse split is not good. It's not something that's a good thing. Like I said, it's usually a desperate sign for a company to do a reverse split. It's not. It's not good. Yeah, we'll see what happens. AMC up to 680s. Looks all right. SPY bouncing back to almost 396. Dollar index broke highs here, though. You remember, we do have ISM manufacturing data coming out. Hey, what's up? What's up, Liv? Yeah, we already took the trash out today. I mean, it's bad for the underlying stock generally, so that's usually bad for options as well, just kind of in correlation to it. Yeah, we're still in Lyft here. We've been in Lyft. I don't know what I want to do. I could add some to Lyft if I really want to. How many shares am I holding of Lyft? I'm in 35 shares, so it's a very small position. Part of me wants to add to it. Weird view fluctuation again. So again, I don't know if I want to add to it or not. We do have ISM data dropping pretty soon. No, I think movie theaters will always be a thing, Achilles, mostly because I think people are going to go to it as an event, as a social event, watching from home is certainly more convenient and all, but I think dates are always going to be in movies. I think people are going to go to them as events regardless, so, but I don't know, who knows, we'll see. We are going to throw it in sub only mode, so if you have not already, hit that subscribe button. We are going to put it in sub only mode for the stream. So hit that subscribe button, guys. Show us you're supportive. Leave a comment once we do this to show that you're supportive of the channel, guys. We appreciate you all. Best Buy should be at 0. No, I don't think so. Best Buy, I think you got to look at it in terms of convenience. I think ordering stuff online is going to solve a lot of problems. And render a lot of brick and mortar retail stores obsolete. I think one of the sectors that it does not do that in, though, I think one of the sectors that you don't see that in as much is tech. I think when people order tech like computers, monitors, stuff like that, appliances, very rarely do they order it online because they want to go look at it, feel it, test it in person. They don't want to take the risks of shipping something that's worth thousands of dollars to their home and risk it getting stolen and stuff like that. And so I think Best Buy specifically has a good niche because, again, I don't think people necessarily like ordering expensive tech online. I think most of the time they order it, or most of the time they go to a brick and mortar store like Best Buy to buy it. At least I do personally. And I know there's stores that give you discounts for ordering it online and all that stuff. But I think because of that, I think Best Buy will always have some business at least. Right, they don't wanna wait for it, they wanna get it that day, exactly. So I think that's one of the, like, arguments for Best Buy. And to be fair, I thought Best Buy would fail, a decade ago. I didn't like Best Buy at all. But, you know, but nowadays I think Best Buy has got a solid little niche for itself. Well, yeah, Netflix has produced some high quality H2O, no, high quality movies. Uh, I like some of the Netflix movies. Netflix has got a lot of haters, but I think Netflix movies are pretty solid, man. For what they are, I think Netflix has kind of grown. I don't like Netflix here, though. I think Netflix is just too expensive. I think if you look at Netflix right now, for instance, I think it's just up too much over the last 6 months. So if you look at a 180-day chart and you zoom out here, Netflix has gone from really it was at like what 160s, yeah, 160s last year, all the way up to 320. So it's still too high, regardless of where all-time highs are. I think Netflix is just up a little bit too much. It's been in a nice little uptrend, but again, I just think it's up a little bit too much relative to the lows that it put in over the last year. You know. Yeah, I mean Netflix could, it might. I don't know. Yeah, I didn't see the Kutcher movie, but I think regardless of individual movies that were good or bad, I think when you look at the whole catalog of Netflix as a whole, I think they have a lot of like pop culture relevant documentaries that they put out. How many times do you or anybody else go to a store, see something in person, then jump on your phone to see it and get it cheaper? Almost never. But it's not about that. With tech specifically, I never do that. With tech, I don't do that at all because again, it's tech. So it's like, with tech, it's just different. Tech, you want it the same day. You want to walk out with it. You want to go see it in person relative to like anything else. Again, Amazon has its niche and it's going to render brick and mortar stores obsolete to a certain extent. But I think tech is the one sector that it doesn't do that as much. I still think it's going to do it some, but I don't think it's as much as like I don't think it's as much as like home goods, especially like decorations, especially like stuff like that. I think those are the ones that are really going to get hurt by Amazon's product, convenience. No, Netflix is not going to end up like Teledoc. Netflix is far too relevant culturally to end up like TDOC. It's just not going to happen. Again, Netflix is too relevant culturally, has so many users, way more than Teledoc ever could imagine to have. There's just a difference there. I don't know about 50 basis points. I think most people are still expecting 25. I don't think the inflation data was so bad that we should expect 50. But I think there's a chance, there's a possibility. I think most likely we'll do 25 though. Yeah, I mean, I have Lulu. The big L with all these is Comcast. Like, I think Comcast is going to be the biggest loss because I think people don't need Comcast anymore. Like right now, I have Hulu, Fubo, Netflix, Amazon Prime, and all of those things are less than 150 bucks a month. And fiber optic. When you add fiber optic to the equation, I get all of it for 200 bucks essentially a month. You know, and I think when you compare that to how expensive Comcast would be for all the same stuff, where I actually get way more content now on those streaming services, no contract, month to month, I think Comcast is going to be the biggest one that loses from all this stuff. No, I got a family with four. I got two kids and a wife, so we got four people in my house. So it's like $200 a month for entertainment, and internet is not super unreasonable. I could write some of it off anyway as a business expense, but not all of it. Oh, I also have HBO Max too, and Paramount. Actually, I got a bunch of them, but like it's worth it because we got our shows and we hang out, you know. Imagine watching TV when you couldn't make money. I mean, we make money. I spend a lot of time working, you know, so it's mostly my family, you know. But yeah, I mean, we make money. Best thing about it is when you get to pick and choose. Yeah. You can fast forward, rewind it pretty easily, all that stuff. All right, guys. So yeah, SPY testing that low of the day here. Kind of choppy right now. We still got about 30 minutes before the market opens. Who's the best phone carrier? I don't know. I think no contract-based phone carriers are what you should be using. Yeah, but I don't think the competitors are going to take a big bite out of them regardless. I think people are going to have a base of Netflix, and then maybe they're going to pick and choose the other options. But I don't think they're going to hurt Netflix drastically. I guess is my point. I think Netflix is already so culturally relevant that it doesn't matter if there's competitors to it. I think people are still going to have a base of Netflix just to catch the up and coming, like I said, culturally relevant documentaries and movies and stuff like that. I think people are still going to kind of watch that. You know. Yeah, I think if you use no contract based phone services, again, I think phone services are kind of in trouble too. So like DirecTV and AT&T, I know they pay a divvy, but yeah, I think the password sharing thing was just a bad move on them. I just don't think it was a smart move. I think that they could have done the same thing without making so much publicity about it. I don't know who the executive at Netflix who was like, "Yeah, we're going to go after password sharing and we're going to make a bunch of really public posts about password sharing." I can't imagine what that guy was freaking thinking, to be honest here. Again, it just doesn't sound like he was thinking correctly because again, they could have done the same thing without making so much freaking publicity about it. You know, and that's the real problem is that they could have done all the same things without really making it as like a super relevant thing. You know, they could have done the same things without making a big deal about it. I think it gave them negative publicity, and that hurt them, you know. Yeah, it just made them seem greedier and made people. I think they probably lost more subs from that than the price increases. So it's one of those things they should have just left alone. You know, like they could get rid of password sharing, but I think they need to do it and then just kind of not say anything about it. Is what I would have done. Um, Right, exactly, Owen. So they contradicted themselves, and it is what it is. But yeah, cell phone use is super expensive here, which is kind of it's like crazy expensive, man. Like those plans, man, they lock you into super expensive contracts, is what it is. Yeah, where's Bitcoin at right now? Bitcoin currently sitting right around just under 24K. PMI is not out yet. PMI doesn't come out until 10 o'clock, so about an hour for PMI data to drop. Yeah, and I'm okay with companies doing that. Like, I understand, password sharing is a thing, and they don't like it. I get it. Like, as a business, like, I truly do understand it. It's just, there's no reason to make a bunch of publicity about it, though. For Netflix. Yeah, so market's down a little bit today. Yeah, but $300 a month probably is going to universally be considered expensive, I think, right? I think people are going to consider $300 a month pretty high. Dixie's still trying to break highs, it looks like. Yeah, I have YouTube Premium as well. It's pretty useful. I mean, it gets rid of the ads. Break it under lows here. For phone. It also depends on your. It also is going to depend on. It's going to depend on if you're paying off a phone or not. A lot of the reason phones are so expensive. SPY just broke lows. We're down at 395.40s, 395.40s. But a lot of the reasons phones are so expensive is because people are essentially like financing a phone, which is kind of crazy, to be honest, in my opinion. Like, financing a phone doesn't make any sense whatsoever. You know how much interest you're going to pay on financing a phone? You're going to pay twice as much as that phone is worth, and you're going to pay it off over years. And then as soon as that you pay off that phone, they're going to lock you into another 2 years to get the newest and best phone that barely any difference in. It just doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. Like, it really genuinely makes no sense for me. And it's one of those things where it's like, I get why people want the newest phones, but like locking you into financing deals where you're paying $2,000 or $3,000 for a phone over the life of the finance is just silly, I think. Like, you either buy the phone outright or you get a hand-me-down phone. All right, guys. AMC up to 680s. SPY right down to 395s. 395s might be a support level. So here's 395. Let's see if 395s holds. Finance and shoes. Well, I think that's what most people have that super expensive phone bill for, is from financing a phone. The yellow line is the 200 EMA. Yeah, if they have 0% financing, that's fine, but it's still one of those things where, just for cash flow purposes, it's probably better to just buy it directly. $395. Yeah, we're right at $395 now. Let's see if we bounce. The dollar index is one of the relevant things to watch here with this. Yeah, I mean, if you can save money, reek. But I think most of the time you have to pay a financing fee for it. So it's like, sure, if you can save money, great. But I think most of the time it's not going to be 0% financing. Like, sure, there's some 0% options, but I don't think it's normal. I don't think it's standard, I guess is the easiest way to put it. And so it's like, yeah, I think it's better in that regard to just not finance a phone, unless you're getting no interest, But again, I don't know what the deals usually are with phones or whatever it is. My whole point was that I think that's why people are paying so much for their phone bills. Because again, if it's not 0% interest, so let's get futures ready. We're gonna get ready to trade some futures, guys. But yeah, if it's not 0% interest, then you're gonna pay twice as much for that phone over the life of the finance. That's where people don't understand. It's like they think, oh, financing phone, let me get the newest and best phone. Like, a lot of people want to look rich instead of actually being rich, and that's one of the things people have to really understand is that you're going to pay twice as much for that phone a lot of the time. Same thing with a car, right? You finance a car, you're going to pay twice as much for that thing over the life of it. And so it's something that you got to understand, that's where people are losing money nowadays, All right, guys. So yeah, we're going to get ready to trade futures. If you haven't checked out Top Step is a sponsor of mine. This is the first plug we're doing all day. We've been streaming for 3 hours already. So this is the first plug we're doing all day. If you haven't checked out Top Step is a funded account program. A lot of people want to day trade, but they start day trading penny stocks with the cash account. And I'll tell you this, it's so difficult to make money trading penny stocks with the cash account. It's so hard to do it. Most people lose. A large majority of people lose money doing it. And a lot of the time people lose thousands of dollars. One of the benefits to these funded account programs is that you can test out yourself. You can test out your skill without taking on a lot of risk. Again, there's no PDT in futures. So you can day trade short in futures without the restrictions of the PDT rule. In futures, the E-mini here, which is about to show up once it loads. This is the E-mini. It's the S&P 500 futures contract. So I can get exposure to day trading stocks, and there's no PDT rule in futures. I can day trade and short this without restriction with the PDT rule, with no PDT restriction. That gives me a big edge because it allows me to actually day trade with less than 25K. The other big edge is that, again, when most people try day trading, they're going to lose money. I lost thousands of dollars as a day trader when I first got started. These funded account programs, to be fair, again, they are a sponsor of mine. I'm definitely biased in their favor. But these funded account programs, the reason they're useful is because instead of, you might lose the funded account program. And to be fair, I think most people are going to lose these funded account programs. But I think the edge that they give you is that if you lose a funded account program, it's not the end of the world. It's a lot cheaper to lose a Top Step account. The base one's $140 a month than it is to put up the money yourself and risk thousands of dollars. And again, what they do is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules and conditions, then they fund you between 50 to 150K with a 90% split. They're the most legit futures funded program in the world. They pay out millions of dollars every year. They fund thousands of traders a year. And so they're incredibly useful for traders. And again, if you want to check them out, here is the link. Again, I'm certainly biased in their favor for sure. Again, a great way to help support your boy here and support this channel. They are a sponsor of mine, so check them out. Here is the link in chat. Again, we're going to be day trading the futures market with the S&P 500. Yeah, it works for Canadians as well. So yeah, you can use it in Canada. I'm pretty sure you can, at least. I'm not 100% sure though. But yeah, if you want to check it out, I think I posted, yeah, there's the link right there. All right, so yeah, let's get ready. Again, we're going to be day trading futures today. We do have Chicago PMI, or no, we do have PMI data dropping later. Yeah, I've got this. I've got a Samsung as well here, but I've got one of those Z Fold phones that you can fold up and then use it like a phone in this way. It's pretty cool. Yeah, let's see if the market pops back here a little bit. All right, market's bouncing back over the last 5 minutes. We'll see if that holds, though. Yeah, they're pretty cool, man. This thing has lasted a couple of years, too. And so it's like I'm usually really kind of tough on phones. I got it so I can kind of trade with it. Like I can actually pull up charts and stuff on it, which is kind of cool, Like I can pull up charts, use it to trade. It's pretty cool. All right, market's starting to bounce back a little bit here, team. We'll see if it does, but you'd be surprised, man. How much can you really improve a phone nowadays? Like I said, bro, you'd be surprised, dude. If Scorsese isn't filming his next movie on the iPhone 15, I don't want it. Hey. I'm sponsored by Top Step, Kevin. I've never used them. What I will say is, like, Top Step is the most legit one in my opinion. They've been around for over a decade. I mean, it's futures, right? Yeah, it looks like it is. But again, I'm biased because it's Top Step, Market's bouncing back, though. Look at the market rip. right, starting to rebound nicely here. Okay, we'll see what happens here. We still got about 13 minutes until the opening bell. Bro, I just had a dude try to bluff me. We're in a 9 max sit and go. There's 4 people left. I had the next largest stack to me basically punt off his entire stack as a bluff on the river when I had 2 pair on the flop. I was shocked, bro. So I just stacked him. He's got no chips left, and he'll get busted out on the bubble of the tourney. What a brave man here. What a ridiculous bet there, bro. And honestly, what's crazy, he's already kind of come back with his stack already. So now he's already got 900 chips again, which is like, he's still got half a stack versus everybody else, but. Yeah, I love both too, man. I mean, it was a terrible bet. You should never be like, he should be basically folding into the money. And so it was honestly a terrible bet on his part. Like, I don't care. Like if he was a short stack, it'd be fine. But like, he wasn't a short stack. He was the second largest person in the tourney. He should have never bluffed there. You know. All right, guys. Yeah, we got 10 minutes. 10 minutes before the data comes out. Market's been rebounding pretty nice here. All right, so now the game's going to be over. Finally, man. Kind of over. But yeah, market's bouncing back. 10 minutes, guys. 10 minutes. So the data today is ISM manufacturing PMI data is what it is. ISM manufacturing PMI data. It comes out at 10 o'clock. We got a little bit of one dropping at, like I said, we got a little bit of one dropping later on today. Oh my gosh, bro. This game is just never ending, dude. Jeez, dude, this game is never ending, bro. Come on, man. Again, some sites. I mean, I'm already super large stack here. I've got like 6K chips versus the next largest has got like 2.5. So, but like, sheesh, man, this is lasting way too long. So a Tesla Investor Day will be super interesting, I think. I don't know what they're going to announce. It might be fun. We're going to stream the whole thing live, so don't worry. We're gonna cover it live. But yeah, we got again. We got 8 minutes, team. 8 minutes. Yeah, but at this point, I just want the bubble to burst. It's taking too long, you know. So PMI is at 9. So it's at it's at 8. One of them's at 8:45 Central. The other one's at 9 a.m. Central. So yeah, that's essentially what it is. LHDX. Yeah, I saw LHDX kind of go crazy there. I don't really trade penny stocks, though. It's just not really my style of trade. Big percentage moves, though. I did make really big percentage moves. Yeah, Ford has been bouncing nicely. I'm in Ford. It's up to, oh, man, it's up to 1230s. That's nice. Again, I think I'm just going to let Ford ride, though. I'm going to give it time to rebound at the open. It's been leading the market some, which is nice. You know, we scaled out of Google yesterday. We're still holding some Google. And naturally, Google is rebounding some with the market, so that's cool. Yeah, we got 7 minutes, 6.5 minutes or so. Ford bouncing back. Google finally bouncing back too. Google all the way back up to 90/50s. Yeah, I ran out of coffee this morning, man. I'm out. I got a little bit left. Ford looking good though. Part of me is like, man, maybe I should take profit in Ford. The other part of me is like, well, I don't know. It's Ford's up to a good level, but I think I'm just gonna sit in it and try to really give it some time. Market pulling back a little bit here. Ford up to 1230s right now. That's not bad. Yeah, PMI coming out. All right, so Ford up to 1230s here. SPY starting to reverse completely. I'm wondering if we're still in that trend here. Again, we got about 3.5 minutes left. Ford up to 1233s here. I am tempted to take a little bit more off. I think I'm going to let it ride. Finally, the bubble bursted, man. Burst, not bursted. Finally, the bubble burst. We are chip stack. 2 shorties left. All right, guys, we got 2.5 minutes. Market rebounding a little bit back up. Bitcoin going to dip slightly from the announcement and bounce back up, maybe. Ford up to 12, almost 1240s here. That looks good. All right, guys, we got the open in about 1.5 minutes. Yeah. Hey, you love to see it. I'll probably take a little bit more off right here just to lock some in, I think. I'll wait till the open. Oh, bad mistake. Oh, no, there we go. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of piece off here. All right, so we just locked in another piece to it. Might as well. We're up to basically 1240 right now in Ford, so average is 1193 on the remaining. $12.40s for Ford. I'm gonna go ahead and take another piece off right before the open here. Lock in a little bit more. And the opening bell's in about 30 minutes. Yeah, so lock that in. Ford's at 1240s right now. We're going to give it some time. We scaled out of Google yesterday. Here's the opening bell, though. We got 10 seconds. Yeah, I'm going to let Ford ride a little bit more. We've already locked in a bunch of profit on it. It's not going to be a losing trade at all. So... All right, so there's the opening bell. Google has rebounded completely since the open. Ford dipping down a little bit. Good luck, team. A little bit of a pullback into some stuff. See if we can get some good shorts available here. We didn't day trade a ton yesterday, just a little bit. Gonna try to let Ford level off some. See if the SPY bounces a little bit here too. Canadian PMI came in at 52.4. Yeah, I don't think it's going to affect the market that much, though. We're starting to get some bounce backs. Ford testing the highs again. Red to green move on Ford. SPY going maybe green again as well. 1242s on the SPY. Nice little red to green move. Forward up to 1243s right now. 1243s. Nice little red to green move here. Forward finally dipping at 1241s right now. I'll go ahead and lock another 25 shares into Ford. Give it some time. SPY looks like it's trying to go green on the day, though. Still really below the VWAP here, so we're going to see if this pullback works. I'm going to avoid the chop. Started to dip down a little bit on the SPY here, so that's good that we didn't take any trades based off of the volatility. Ford testing highs again. Yeah, SPY pulling back down now. We got a potential little bounce here, but again, I just don't trust anything yet. SPY pulling back some. Let's see if it holds. Yeah, we're just gonna sit here. We got 2 down wicks. We're gonna buy into this. We do have some two up wicks, so we're finally gonna start to take a position now on the long side here, anticipating that the market moves up a little bit, but maybe not. Like I said, it's just 2 contracts starting off small. Right around flat. Slightly green here. Took off half there. Gonna go ahead and cut the rest. Build up a little bit of a cushion now. See if Ford follows the market back up. Again, manufacturing data comes out in about one of the releases comes out in about 10 minutes. So we got about 10 minutes before PMI data. Market very flat ahead of this. All right, consolidating right here, guys. Consolidating. We got some PMI data. Again, we're just kind of waiting here. Very neutral open. Not really any momentum to attack here. All right, we're trying to hold. Neo, what's Neo doing? Yeah, we're in forward. We took some profit into the up there, the move up to 1245s already. We got another downwick move. We caught the little bounce back up. Just cut that. We got a little green trade so far, very small. But the market is so choppy. Ford testing the highs up there at 1245 again, so we're still holding a little piece. Again, expectations for the PMI data that dropped are for 47.8. The other one expected, the ISM data comes out at in 22 minutes. They're expecting 48. So right around 48 is what they're expecting on both fronts. Starting to get a pop back up here on the SPY here, so that looks good. AMC starting to move up as well at 680s right now. So Google just popped nicely above 90.50s here. Ford consolidating right now. So Google kind of helping the market a little bit. We might buy this dip, anticipate we get a nice range, but it's also a chance that it pulls back some here as well that you got to be weary of. Again, we have the Chicago, the manufacturing PMI data. One sets of it drop. Yeah, so there's the dip. The manufacturing data drops. One set of it drops in about 10 minutes. Or in about 5 minutes, I mean. Another set drops at 10, and the bigger one, the bigger, more relevant one that other people are going to be watching, drops at 10. All right, so we're probably just going to go ahead and cut this. Not any point in holding through this, I think. Just got to sit back and wait for the data to show up first. Is future roll-ups today? All right, sitting tight here. Waiting for the data to come out. Google pushing up some nicely, still at 90.50s. Ford starting to give it back, so maybe taking some off was the right move at the open. So that's good, I guess, that we took some off there ahead of it. Let me see. All right, guys. Sorry, Carol with the bad timing as always. Market looks like it wants to rebound here. We still got about a minute or so until the actual PMI data comes out. About 1 minute. I don't know how heavily it's going to influence markets, good or bad. Market's very choppy ahead of it. Google actually pushing up. Ford starting to rebound some as well here. I wonder what's dragging the market down. Is it Apple? Yeah, it's Apple. And it's Tesla. All right, so here's the data. 10 seconds. 10 seconds, guys, before the data drops. Manufacturing PMI expected at 47.8. All right, so there's the data. It came in at 47.3, lower than expected. All right, so lower than expected manufacturing data. We're getting big rip ups from it. Google pumping up from it really nicely here. Ford moving up really nicely from this as well. Now, maybe this is a good sign for other potential data that drops today. So this could be good for the rest of the data. Again, we got ISM manufacturing data dropping today as well. So again, I'm hoping it's positive. I hope everything else continues to move up. Again, this data should be positive. Like manufacturing data is relevant data because less manufacturing, a more contracting manufacturing sector is kind of what the Fed wants, right? So I would think this would be positive and interpreted as positive. But again, we still have the actual ISM data dropping later on today as well here, which should be interesting. We're also scalping the regular E-mini, which we've made some money from this morning. Got ourselves a little bit green on the day. You can kind of see we are up about 40 bucks on the day. Small, but we are scalping that with the same kind of mindset of lower PMI data is probably better right now for inflation markets. All right, we just made a little bit more as well, scalping the same move here. You can see we're up about 120, 130 on the day. Starting to break highs again with the better than expected manufacturing data, lower than expected. And I think this is a good tell. This is the smaller data release for PMI. It is the smaller release, but I think it's good. It's good foresight into what type of reaction we might get for the next one. Again, I have no idea what we're going to get for the next one. But the next one is expecting basically the same thing at 48. And so I think this is a good sign that this one came in lower. And again, we'll put this banner up on screen so you can see it came in at 47.3 versus 47.8 expected. So better than expected. The market's ripping up, breaking highs with this too. It means the dollar index will probably drop. Again, Google up to 91s again. I'm tempted to take some more here. All right, we got a little dip. We're going to buy some 2 contracts of the micro in anticipation of this. Remember, in 12 minutes, we got the actual ISM data, which is a little bit more important. Nice little cushion on the day already. Took half off there. We'll go ahead and take the rest off. So we did get a pump like we thought. So I am trading the E-mini, Aaron. So the E-mini is a S&P 500 futures contract, right? So the E-mini is the futures contract of the S&P 500 is what this is. So this is essentially the futures contract of the S&P 500. What it does is there's no PDT in futures. So you can day trade futures, you can short futures without restriction by the PDT rule. And I'm on Top Step. And Top Step, what they do is they give you a demo. And if you can hit the target on their demo while following their rules and conditions and pass their testing, they test you for profitability, then they fund you the same amount as the demo. The base one's $50K. It's about $140 a month. And again, they are a sponsor of mine. Look at the market fly up here. So I'm going to go ahead and take a little bit more off of my Google trade here. Lock in a little bit more cushion there. So we just took another 25 shares off. Went ahead and locked in some more P&L on the day. And that's nice to see. I guess we're going to let Ford ride here. But beautiful great action. But yeah, Top Step's a funded account program, and I think it's really unique because it allows you to test your skill without taking on added risk, right? To try to trade the same way that I'm doing in futures, you need at least 15K, I would say. And to do it yourself, most traders lose, and when you lose this, you could lose thousands of dollars. A beautiful way to test your skill, have some pressure to succeed, but not the full extent of a live account risking thousands, are these funded account programs. And Top Step is the most legit one in the world, in my opinion, for futures. It's been around for over a decade. They pay out millions, fund thousands of traders a year. Here's the link. It's the ES. ES is the E-mini symbol. But it might be rollover day. The next Fed meeting is going to be March 22nd, I believe. March 22nd. All right, SPY with a little dip. Again, we do have 9 minutes here. 9 minutes. One contract at the E-mini pullback here. We'll add a little bit more. 2 contracts now. See if we get a little bounce here. Maybe we'll take 3. But we'll be very loose on it now that we added to it. Yeah, I'm going to cut that. I don't know. I just don't trust it. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's going to scare me out here. I like that candle wick. So that candle wick actually looks solid. But I'm going to cut that just in case. Yeah, I mean, I'm trading my own money too on Thinkorswim. You know, like I said, I'm green on the year. My TOS account's got about 120,000 in buying power right now, and so like I trade my own money too. We do this funded account programs because I'm sponsored by Top Step, and it's a good way to test your skill. You know, but when you see me trade on TOS, it's my own money as well. You know, I think it's just a lot cheaper to lose on Top Step than it is to lose with a real account. You know, and that's the beautiful part about it is that like trading is about learning how to perform under pressure. And I am biased in Top Step's favor, of course, but like trading's learning how to perform under pressure, and Top Step gives you that pressure without the risk. And so if you're good enough, you can get funded, and there's a 90% split once you're funded, and they pay out millions every year in actual withdrawals from their funded traders. But it's, you know, if you lose, it's not the end of the world. I think it's the beautiful part about it. All right, so we got a decent pullback into this PMI data, which drops in about 7 minutes. Again, the expectations for the ISM data are I'm showing 48, but that might be different than what other people have here. I'm showing 48 expectations, 48 ISM manufacturing PMI for February expectations. So all right, so we just cut a little bit more too. We just took a little bit more profit here. We are now up about 170 on the day on Top Step. Yeah, for sure. Me too. It depends on what your style is, Justin, on when you want to trade, where you want to trade. It depends on how you want to trade, you know. I like pre-market a little bit better, but, you know, when I first got started, I hated pre-market. Pre-market is more range trading as well. But I liked pre-market when I first got started, you know, or I disliked pre-market when I first got started. I only grew to like it over the last year. It's kind of an acquired thing, I guess, for me. All right, market started to test highs again. I think a lot of people are saying, hey, well, the base PMI manufacturing data came in positive. And so with ISM manufacturing, which is kind of another level of that same data, I think a lot of people are coming to the conclusion like, okay, well, maybe this data is going to show up as positive as well. And we'll get a good reaction from it. Again, we got about 4 minutes left until the data comes out. 4 minutes, team. Again, I have no idea what we're going to get. Google right at 91, though, so Google looks good. All right, getting some pullbacks now. Again, the data comes out in about 3.5 minutes. So, relevant data here too. Yeah, it's all good, man. A lot of people trade small. That's kind of what the channel's about, man. The channel's like, you got some people who want to be like day trading gurus and just kind of act like the best ever and sell courses. And a lot of the time what happens when you do that is you start to fudge your numbers a little bit, I think, is what they do. They start to fudge their numbers. They start to, overstate their profit to look better. And I think what I'd rather do is just tell people, hey, I have no idea what's going to happen. Not an expert. Don't want to be an expert. I'd rather just be a community of traders where we're not pressuring you to buy a course or something, Yeah, thanks, Owen. Sorry, my landscape guys are here. Hey, what's up, Jessica? Hey, thank you. Hey, I appreciate it. Yeah, I don't really mess with penny stocks anymore. I understand you can trade them and make money with them, though. But for me, I tend to make more money swing trading, actually. All right, guys, 2 minutes. Really nice consolidation level here. Again, the data comes out in about a minute and a half. Market's starting to break down. We got 1 minute left. Team, 1 minute left. $50 seconds or so. Again, PMI data is coming out soon. Again, I think a lot of people are taking the position of like, okay, well, base PMI came in positive. ISM PMI might come in positive as well, I think is how they might be looking at it. We got some other support levels that we're currently at as well. That data drops in about 30 seconds, guys, a little bit less than that. So again, ISM manufacturing expectations are for 48. 48 is what is expected currently for these 48. So we got about 15 seconds. All right, here's the data release. Data came in at 47.7, so lower than expected here. 47.7 is what the PMI data is, so lower than expected, and we got the opposite reaction to what we got in stocks or on the base PMI, so very strange. So we came in actually lower than expected here, the same one, similar to the last report, and the data moved much different. Again, 47.7 versus 48 is what just showed up. 47.7 versus 48 for ISM manufacturing PMI. We'll put this up on screen. We also had manufacturing prices come in higher than expected, so that might be what's dragging us down is the pricing data. Employment came in at 49.1. New orders came in at 47. But we're kind of in a big doji candle right now. We are down some, but it's not a huge drop, and it's certainly possible we could retrace back up there, but so far a negative reaction to this. Again, I'll put it up on screen so you can see it. There we go. So we are now back up there in green from this report, and we'll put it up on screen. This is why people tune in, is because we cover this data quickly as we did today. So here is the data on screen right here. Initially a negative reaction. We've since rebounded back up there. Kind of see we're actually trading this a little bit with the regular E-mini here. You can kind of see we're up about $100 on the left. On the rest, we had 2 contracts of this and we took some off already, and now we're starting to reverse, unfortunately. Very doji-like movement, though, candle-like movement here. We're going to have to cut this fast. We're only doing this because we have a cushion on the day already. But we'll give it one more second, and then we'll cut it. We're about flat on this last one. Another big downwick momentum here. We're trying to be patient to see if it rebounds back up there. There we go. Back up. Very neutral reaction here. You can see we're green. We'll go ahead and get out the rest there. So too much risk, but we were able to play it right, and you can kind of see we are up now about 250 on the day on Top Step. So not too bad. Again, we were able to play it right. We're up about 250 on this. But yeah, the manufacturing data came in lower than expected, which is better. And the reason it's better, the reason a more contracting manufacturing sector is better is because of inflation problems. So inflation fears means like lesser numbers here is better. And that's initially why with the original one at 945 that came out, it was less than expected, which means a more contracting manufacturing sector. And that was interpreted as positive, and the market went up. And the same thing with this one. This one was less than expected. A little bit more nuance to this one, though, because we had like spending data come out, which could be pushing this one back down. And so, yeah, we had like manufacturing employment index come in. We had manufacturing prices that were higher than expected at 51.3 versus 45.1. New orders came in at 47, and construction spending came in at minus 0.1 versus expected 0.2. So that's positive as well. So a little bit more nuance. Tesla breaking down on this data is really what's dragging the market down. So Tesla just cracked under 201s is really what just happened here. So yeah, it looks like it was a good thing we got out of our trade there. Higher is worse, lower is better. Most likely. This data it can be interpreted either way. You know, I would say it's probably positive because it means like more contracting manufacturing sector, which is good for inflation. New orders came in. Construction spending was less, which is a good sign, but also manufacturing prices were higher. So I think it's bad for Tesla. Obviously, Tesla's reacting negatively, but I think again, it's pretty nuanced. Again, it's not the most consistent. We had some data that came out at 945 for manufacturing PMI, and it was lower, and it gave the market a very positive response. And then the same data was lower than expected, and it gave the market a negative response. And so it's not the most consistent, to be completely honest. But, you know, it is what it is. That's what we got right now. No, you can't trade Tesla. It's only futures. Yeah, Tesla's was dragging the market down. To put it into perspective, Tesla did not like this number because I guess it's relevant for manufacturing with Tesla. Tesla does not like these numbers. Tesla breaking down under 201 down to 200s right now, 200.5 or so. It's negative for manufacturing, but it could be seen as positive for inflation. It's bad for Tesla, that's for sure. And Tesla's kind of dragging everything else down. Again, y'all hit that subscribe button. We cover this data very quickly. You know, a lot of people tune in because we cover the data fast as soon as it comes out. And so if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell. We do this live for free every single weekday morning right here. We don't sell a course. We don't sell a service. We don't claim to be an expert. We don't act like gurus. We don't even claim to be good traders. We tell people we don't know what's going to happen, but we trade. We are green on the year on Thinkorswim, so we are green. Yeah, we're doing okay. So we'll see what happens, guys. Again, let me know if you think the data was positive or negative. Yes, Top Step is not stocks, man. There's too much regulation. Top Step is futures. Well, the E-mini is the futures contract of the S&P 500 quantum. So yeah, I never said you could trade stocks, man. I said it's a futures platform. Futures are, you know, commodities as well as you can trade the S&P 500, which is what you see me trading here. This is the S&P 500 futures contract. That's probably what's dragging it down, crypto. Yeah, Tesla breaking down big. It's kind of dragging the rest of the market down. So Tesla's giving us the big breakdown. Tesla has broken down from just under 210s down to 199 right now. So Tesla's down about roughly 5% today. Google's actually completely flat. The question is, do you short this little bounce? All right, yeah. So again, shorting that little bounce would have worked, it looks like, for at least short-term trading. Thoughts on AMC? AMC's doing all right. It's pretty neutral today, I think. Green a little bit. And there's the market moving up some. So yeah, guys, with that said, y'all check out TopStep. Again, TopStep funded account program. If you want to test your skill without taking on a lot of risk, TopStep's probably the way to do it. That way you can know if you're ready to scale up in size. Like, a lot of day traders lose money. And so these funded account programs are beneficial because they teach traders how to manage risk. What they do is they give you a demo if you can hit the target while following their rules. They fund you. Most people are going to lose, and they are a sponsor of mine. I'm biased in their favor, but I think it's just a lot cheaper to lose on TopStep than it is to put up the money yourself, and you still get a similar like pressure that conditions you and teaches you how to trade. So I think it's useful. Base one's less than $140 a month. You can find the link to that in the description. Also, guys, we're probably going to hang it up for the day. Like I said, we're done trading. We're done day trading. We're up, 250 or so on the combine. We're green in TOS as well. We took some off of Google and Ford this morning as well when they were basically at the tops today, which is, I'm very happy with that exit. Only have small positions left in both now. Another thing to check out, guys, is to check out Chart Prime. Chart Prime can be very useful. I'm going to preface everything with, like, look, they're a sponsor of mine as well. We try to keep the plugs to the very end of the stream to not cloud up everything. But Chart Prime is a trading view indicator service that you can use it in stocks, crypto, Forex, futures, whatever you want to use them on. And again, they give you custom alerts and signals here. You can kind of see, here's Chart Prime. Right now, it's like $35 for their base one, which can be very, very cheap. But if you look at this, here's a 15-minute chart, and you can use it on whatever time frame you look at. But like, look at the number. Again, I can't guarantee you're going to make money. Nobody can. Again, they are a sponsor of mine. But when you look at this here, like, look, reversal up, bounce, reversal down, drop. When you find two of them that show up together at once, they can be really useful as well. Look at the bullish engulfing candle that it shows you and the reversal up signal, bounce. And these are 15-minute candles. So every candlestick is 15 minutes here. So this is like hours and hours of price action. This one was slightly wrong, slightly right. This one was wrong too. But again, when you zoom in here, my favorite way to use it is to zoom in to actual intraday trading. Let me stretch this out so you can see it. And again, I like using it in pre-market, to be honest. But they also show you here, like, look at just today's trading. It gave you the very top of this possible reversal down, all the way back down to this level here. And we'll see if we get a reversal up to see if this one's right here. That's what it's basically saying. But again, it also ranks support and resistance. So you can see here, it ranks support and resistance. This is the range support. This is the range resistance. And you can see the dotted line is the number one support or resistance level intraday. And you can kind of see it rejected right off of that level here. It also gives you chart patterns like a rising triangle or wedge pattern. And so just a lot of stuff. You can use them on any time frame. And when you consider that it's like $35 a month, it's so cheap to use this, that I think the edge is profound and it can be really, really useful. I don't think you should base your trades purely off of it. I guess you could, but using it to find extra edge in the market makes sense. And again, if you want to check them out, here is the link. There's a lot of websites that give you the schedules, so there's a lot of sites that give you the schedules. But yeah, you can use it on crypto, stocks, futures. Anyway, guys, I'm getting out of here. Love you all. Y'all be safe. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I don't think we have any big earnings today, do we? I don't think we have anything big today, right? In terms of earnings this afternoon. We got Snowflake and Salesforce, Plug. Nothing big that I'm going to cover here. None of this is big enough to really make it worthwhile for me. Funko Pop. Yeah, nothing really big today. Tomorrow we got Best Buy, Macy's, Kroger in the morning, and then Costco in the evening. Still not quite big enough, though. We do have jobless claims numbers coming out tomorrow as well. Next week's slower, too, with regards to earnings. But I think over the next couple weeks, we do have, like, CPI data coming out. So we do have CPI data starting to drop. I think it comes out on the 14th, so in a couple weeks. A little bit less than 2 weeks here. But, yeah, y'all be safe. Y'all be good. We'll see you guys later. Have a good day. Oh, yeah, Tesla. We're going to probably be streaming the Tesla Investor Day conference here. So we'll be back later on. Y'all be good. Y'all be safe. It starts at 3 p.m. Central, 4 p.m. Eastern time. We'll probably start streaming a little bit early. And, yeah, y'all be good. We'll see you guys later.